Hello, hello, peace, peace. Can y'all hear me? Am I coming in good? Peace, peace, peace. Salute to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all liking this stream as y'all come in. Make sure y'all supporting the stream any way y'all can. PayPal, Cash App, Super Thanks, the gifts, anything. Make sure y'all doing that. Making sure y'all join the channel. Make sure y'all doing all that good stuff. Hyping the video, sharing the video, fire emojis, everything. Salute, RS7RV. Lord of Slaughter, good to see you in the building. You already know. Legoat, what's good? Jackie, good evening. Good evening, Jackie. Good evening. Yeah, I'm starting pretty much late. Yes, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. What's good? Kenny. Automech, thank you for the fire emojis. Yeah, we in the building. I'm sorry I started so late, but I wasn't even gonna stream tonight, but I decided, you know what, I just got to. Because somebody sent me something on Twitter. Shout out to the person who sent it. Because again, I'm not gonna say your name because I don't know if you want me to say your name. But this right here, I saw from Uncle Luke. Just made me so mad. Made me so mad. We about to get into this right now. It just pissed me off all the way. Like, come on, we got to do better than this. You got to be better than this. You got to be better than this. But yeah, because it's already late. Let's get started. What's up, M Fiber? I think that's what it says. M Fiber. I'm good. But yeah, let's get started. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get started. Can y'all see my screen? Is it good? I got to figure out how to make these things bigger. I got to. But anyway, as you can see, family, this is from Uncle Luke's Twitter page. Luke Campbell. Uncle Luke Let me see. Uncle Luke, real one. Because if all you don't know, Uncle Luke is running for Congress. And this is what he said. When I'm elected to Congress, I'm pushing for reparations for foundational Black Americans, descendants of slaves in America. Reparations mean justice, economic repair, land ownership, opportunities, and restoring wealth stolen for generations. It's time for accountability. Make sure you're on the right side of history. It's funny that you said make sure you're on the right side of history when you're not on the right side of history. Like, why would you say foundational Black Americans? Like, you made a whole political career. I'm not going to say political career, but yeah, dabbling in politics, attacking fBA, going against them because they're clearly a hate cult that don't represent Black people. And we do not call ourselves foundational Black American. There is no government document that you could put foundational Black American on. All these people calling themselves foundational Black American, if you go tell them, let me see your medical records, let me what box are you checking at the DMV or anything like that, it says African American. It doesn't say foundational Black American. If they wrote in foundational Black American, the slip would get sent back to them, whatever they filling out, or the person would just cross that out and just put African American or check African American box for them. We know this. So why are you using the term foundational Black American? Why you just couldn't say Black American? This is like you grifting and you just trying to get attention. Like you bowing down to fBA just like that. Come on, man. Come on. You just gonna bow to fBA? You bowing and scraping before fBA? That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And descendants of slaves in America, we don't say descendants of slaves in America. You trying to bow before ADOS too. Because we are enslaved. Those people are the descendants of enslaved Africans in the United States. That's how you supposed to say it. We don't call them slaves. We call them enslaved because they wasn't slaves. They was enslaved Africans. Like, come on. This is ridiculous. You got to do better than this. You supposed to know better than this. Like, I can't believe this. Like, how could you do this? Like, you now you bowing down too? Like, a lot of y'all be chasing it on the internet. Like, I be realizing now, a lot of y'all be just trying to do anything for clout. Like, is you're running for office just some clout chasing nonsense? Now you fBA? Now you fighting for fBA? Like, come on. Come on. Let's see. Let me look at this. I didn't even look to see this about the activity on this post. I want to see what the people been saying. Look, first thing popped up. I promise you I didn't look this up. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the first person who popped up. Jason Black. The no white authority. Look who popped up. Now he talking about we need to discuss this. Look at this. You bow down to fBA for no reason and they roasting you. You's talking about supporting them and fighting for reparations and they all going at you after you. They all going after you. You did that for what? You didn't gain no support with this. But I'm pretty sure you lost support. You gained no support. But I'm pretty sure you lost support. Like, this is nonsense. I can't believe, Luke, you going outside. You like Umar. You doing like Umar right now. This person said it's a Freeman. Dag, Freeman don't even register. Let me see this. Let me click this person's profile. What is this? He said some other nonsense. Somebody called you a tether, and now you attacking the Congressional Black Caucus. No entertainer should accept invitations or perform home his office Congressional Black Caucus until they publicly take a stand against Congresswoman Debbie. They show us running in a black district. Congressional trying to take a. What are you talking about? Like, yo, I gotta get off this, man. This is pissing me off. This is pissing me off. It's pissing me off real bad. I can't believe Luke going outside like this. Oh, shout out to Automech for setting it off with the $2. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. You helped me get closer to my goal. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. But yeah, let me get off this, man. Like Luke is wilding. Luke is wilding. I don't know what was the point of this. What was the point of this? I think he did. I think he might have did join the cult. Like, come on, man. Like, what was the point of this? Now you attacking the Congressional Black Caucus too? Come on, man. Going outside. But yeah, let's get off this. Let's get off this. Like, I can't. I want to touch on this real quick. For you don't know, shout out to Fahima. She's not in the building, or she is in the building. I don't know. She sent me this. She said Tariq got destroyed in this debate. I didn't watch it, so we're gonna watch it together. Because remember, like I said, when it comes to like watching Tariq and them stuff, I'm only doing it once. So we're gonna watch it live together because it's like I can't. But yeah, let's get into this. Thank you for the fire emojis, visionary. But yeah, let's get into this.
Callie K, what's up, beloved?
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, Callie K. Thanks for having me. So, your name has come across these TikTok streets, and I just wanted to ask, like, what is your like agenda? Like, what is your motivation in terms of who you are? Like, what is your overall perspective, respectfully?
I don't understand the context of it. Like, what's my agenda? Just living and raising family. That's it. That's all I do. I don't do anything else.
Okay, because I never heard about fBA until your name was associated with it. Right? And so, what does that really entail? Because I was raised in the South and I'm also here in LA right now, but I never heard of fBA. So I'm really trying to come to an understanding, again, just respectfully.
Yeah, fBA is just a lineage. It's almost self-explanatory. It's a lineage. It's not a group that you join. Basically, it's a logic term. That's it. It's if you have a non-immigrant background, you're foundational to this country. And we, as Black Americans who have non-immigrant backgrounds, we come from a foundational lineage.
He switched the definition of foundational Black American again, because he's saying definitively that you cannot have an immigrant background and be fBA. He said that just now. We all heard him. You cannot have any immigrant background and be fBA. You could be part white and be fBA. You can be that and be fBA. But you cannot have any Black immigrant background and be fBA. We just heard him say that. We just heard him say it.
Do you know anything about history? A little bit about history, Miss Callie?
When you say immigrants, I mean, most of all Black people were, I think you know a little bit about chattel slavery, right? Like the boat and how we arrived here. So when you say foundation.
Yes, that's frustrating too, that he uses the word lineage wrong. But again, it's crazy. Lineage is like a 6th grade word. You got adults following behind a man using a 6th grade word wrong that he heard from somebody else. Like he literally stole the whole lineage bit from Yvette Carnell and couldn't even use it right. He's so unintelligent and such a grifter, he couldn't even use it right. Yes, the majority of Europeans are immigrants, but you know what? fBA doesn't care about that. fBA only hates black immigrants. They don't care if you mix with white. If you're mixed with white, they're not going to say, "Oh, you're not fBA," because you have immigrants in your family. No, you got those immigrants are Europeans. They're A-OK. But I don't know if you know this or not. fBA is a white nationalist psyop. That's it. It's a hate cult and a white nationalist psyop. That's why they do what they do, and that's why they sound the way they sound.
How do you equate that exactly?
Okay. This country was established 1776, right? Right? Ms. Kelly?
Listening to you. I'm just listening to you at this
point. Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear because I don't want no confusion.
We're clear. I'm just listening. That's fine. Okay.
This country established 1776. Somebody had to be foundational to this country. Who was foundational to the United States? I'm asking you that. Who do you think was foundational?
Native, indigenous.
Okay, they were not foundational to the United States. The red ones were. There were black indigenous people who were, but the red ones.
So let me get this straight. Quote unquote red indigenous people who were here hundreds of years before any Europeans got here, maybe even thousands of years, are not foundational to the United States of America, but some mythological black natives were foundational to America. How does that work? How can the black ones who are allegedly here before the Europeans be foundational, but the red ones who were also here before the Europeans are not foundational? How does that work? How does that work?
The Siberian ones, they had no bearing on building the United States whatsoever.
How did they have no bearing on building the United States when it was the quote-unquote red Indians who taught the European colonists how to survive here? Remember, Europeans were dying when they came to America. They didn't know how to farm. They didn't know how to hunt. They didn't know how to survive on this land until natives showed them, the red ones. So how are they not a part of the foundations of this nation? That predates slavery, by the way, also on this land. So I'm gonna say on this land by Anglo-Saxon Europeans. So how are they not foundational to America?
Okay, so when you say they were the red ones is wild, I will say that's a little bit wild. When you say
why is it wild? Why is it wild?
Who are you?
Before we get into that, shout out to the Boogeyman for coming through with the $4.99. Yeah, Luke went out sad. He went out real sad. Shout out to you, bro, for the $4.99. For some reason, the gold thing doesn't go up no more. I don't know why. I think YouTube need to fix that because it doesn't work. People are donating and the gold thing ain't going up. But I'm keeping track of the donations. Shout out to everybody who donated. That's amazing. 1814. Thank you. Thank you for the 10. No. That's how Yvette Carnell was using lineage to attach themselves to white people. Because remember, Yvette Carnell, who's the mother of this whole thing right here, when she used the concept of lineage, she would say this: the slave master had two families, the white family and the family he had with the slaves. So we are of the same lineage. That was her argument. That's why you could be half white and still be ADOS or foundational Black American, because we are all of the same lineage. That's her teaching. Remember, the white slave owner is the progenitor of the lineage. Remember, a lineage is a bloodline. So that's how she uses the term. Tariq got it from her, but because Tariq is so uneducated and so stupid, he starts using the term lineage when he really means to say heritage or ethnicity or nationality or race. He just uses the term lineage as a catch-all because he's stupid. Like he's real stupid. But shout out to you again for that 10. Yeah, let's keep this going. Let's keep this going.
What are you referring to when you say the red ones?
The Siberian-looking natives and not the Aboriginal ones who had more of a...
No, so also so funny too. How do you know that that the red natives is from Siberia? How do you know? You know how people know that? Because of DNA, quote unquote, know that they from quote unquote Siberia. It's because of DNA testing. It's because of DNA that we know that they crossed the Bering Strait. It's because of anthropology, all that. It's so funny to me that these people will use the quote unquote white man's DNA test and anthropology to try to discredit natives from actually being native to America, but they will still turn around and cry that same anthropology, that same DNA don't apply to them. It's fake. So it's real when it's making your point, but when it's exposing you, it's not real anymore. It's not real anymore.
Black phenotype, which was here for thousands of years, even before the red ones. There were black people on here before the red Siberian ones.
Look, Tariq can't even say that with a straight face without going low. Like he's chuckling to himself. Like he can't even believe that he's getting away with this.
But this is proven by genealogy and archaeology.
So again, genealogy and archaeology. This is proven. So I want to find. I need him to find, because he's the historian, he's the expert, he's this master person. Where is the genealogist or the anthropologist that will say yes, there was a native, aboriginal group of black people in America, and they were here living and running around America when the Europeans came, and they interacted and worked with the Europeans, and the black population we see today is primarily descended from those people. Find me the genealogist that's going to say that. Find me the anthropologist that's going to say that.
When they pulled up Lucia woman down in South America, which was the oldest human remains and fossils found on this land, they reconstructed her. It's a black woman.
No, I'm not doing that with you. I'm not. I feel like, because again, you're being a little bit disingenuous.
What can we slow down?
Because you're referring to...
That's amazing. Thank you for the double up. And that was a great point. The black natives would be from Siberia too. The Americas was not connected to the old world. The only way to get to the Americas was through the what is it called? The Bering Strait. I hope I'm saying it right. Whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Walking through Russia because it was frozen, into Alaska, down to Canada, down to the United States. That was the only way to do it. That was the only way to do it. Through the Bering Strait. It was the only way to do it. So, because again, Tariq also claims that all humans came from Africa. So wouldn't that mean that the black natives are also not native to this land? The same way the red natives are not native to this land? Like, what is this dude talking about?
Native people as red ones.
Okay, slow down.
How do you refer to yourself?
You said you're not doing what with me? What?
How do you refer to yourself?
Hold on. I just gave you an archaeological reference of Lucia woman, who they reconstructed. Scientists said it was Negroid.
That was a lie.
What? What was a lie, dear?
It was a lie. I want to go back to...
Hold on. What was a lie? What's a lie?
I want to go back to, sir, respectfully.
Okay, why you're getting hostile?
No.
Why are you raising your voice now?
Hostile because I disagree with you, but I am coming to you maybe for some understanding.
Okay,
in terms of your perspective.
Lucia, you said Lucia woman. Okay.
Us having a difference of opinion does not mean I'm hostile.
This is not an opinion. This is science, ma'am.
Okay. So when you say red people, why do you refer to them, and who are you referring to specifically again as red people?
But ma'am, I said, are you saying I said something that was not true? You said you're not doing this with me when I brought up Lucia woman, and then you just got very hostile.
Okay, so how do you refer to yourself?
Ma'am, hold. Ma'am. Oh, sorry. Ma'am, this is Lucia woman. All right. If that woman was alive today, what would she be considered?
Black.
There you go. So why the hostility?
That Black is not indigenous. I'm trying to understand the difference between Black is not indigenous. I feel like it's a disservice and disrespect to indigenous people of this land. And you are here saying that you are indigenous to this America. Yes, we've been here for hundreds of years. It does not equate to us being indigenous.
But you just admitted that woman would be considered
Ontoctuous Dane. I can't say that word for nothing. Ontoctuous Dane. I was wrong. You said that's been debunked. I was wrong. Well, shout out to you. But yeah, what was I wrong about? But yeah, let's get back to this. Oh, shout out to Justin March in the building for coming through with 10 gifts, did memberships. Family, if Justin March gifted you a membership, one, make sure you say thank you to the brother. Also, make sure you keep the membership going. And family, you can get your own membership. And you can also, if the membership is a little too high for you, you can downgrade it, or you can upgrade it. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, let's get back to this. Like, come on, Tariq. Do better.
Black, and that's the oldest fossil found in the Americas.
Okay, but that is a social construct as well. You're asking me in terms of what social construct that I've obligated to recognize, what have you. That's what is recognized here. Absolutely. That's what is recognized here. It's no different. Go ahead.
Ma'am, respectfully, I don't know what you're talking about now.
You don't know?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know social construct. You don't know indoctrination. You don't know that what is created for us to understand and process and accept as reality. That's just what we have to accept it as.
I don't know what you're just saying stuff, beloved.
Yeah, we gotta speed this up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you thumbing up the stream and make sure you support in any way you can.
Wow.
Miss Callie, where's your family from again, dear?
Don't dare me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Where's your family from?
Where's your family from?
Where's your family from?
Alabama. I'm foundational. Alabama.
Okay.
Alabama. My mother and father.
And before that?
All Alabama, then Virginia, North Carolina.
Okay. And did you do an ancestral genealogy, figure out what roots you have? Because it absolutely will track back to Africa. Have you done that?
Everybody's roots will track back to Africa on the planet.
So how can you be?
Exactly. Tariq just said it again. Everybody roots track back to Africa. So by default, those quote unquote Black Aboriginal people would in fact be quote unquote Black Siberians too, because they had to cross the Bering Strait just like the red ones did. Because how else did they get to the Americas? How else did they get here? Did they swim? Did they create a boat from Africa? Inquiring minds want to know.
Be indigenous to America as a Black person.
The same way the woman you just said was Black is?
I said she presented. She looks Black.
Right, which makes her Black.
They're Native people. Listen, they're Mexicans. Hispanic.
He said that makes her black. So this is what we doing right now. You're claiming some fossils found in South America as black. What does that have to do with black people in America? Like, what does that have to do with it? Because remember before, Tariq was attacking people who was saying that they was indigenous too, but they was indigenous from the Caribbean. And he said you're not FBA. So the woman you're claiming from South America, she wouldn't be FBA too, by your own logic. So what does that? Yeah, how does that prove FBA? Because you said to be FBA, you got to be in America, what we now know as America. And when people was talking about how they was black Aboriginals here already, and they was talking about how they black Aboriginals from the Caribbean that was here before the white man got here, and they was traveling back and forth from the Caribbean to America, to Florida, you said that don't count. Y'all not FBA. So again, you're not even getting the indigenous stuff right. You flip-flopping on that too. Chicken butt mouth.
Many people, there are people across the globe that present and look at black. Listen, it's not a trick question.
That's called blackness. That's what a black person is.
Exactly. Black. But we have to be true with.
So anybody that looks black and presents as black is black. So what happened to Africans not being black? What happened to FBAs being the only black people on earth? You just said anybody around the world who is black or presents as black is black. But I thought FBA were the only blacks.
In ourselves to recognize that we as black people in this continental 48 states, there is 50, but in this 48 states here, we can't act like we're indigenous to this land. It's disrespectful.
But there are black indigenous people, ma'am. I'm sorry. This is very disproven, ma'am. What do you think happened to all of these black looking indigenous people? What do you think happened to them?
I don't know. What happened to them? And
many of them were put in slavery. This is very well documented. You do know that they said these Indians will be enslaved. Some of these Indian tribes will be enslaved. What do you think?
You didn't prove how none of those tribes that was quote unquote being enslaved were black. You do know that the quote unquote, like you said, red Indians were the first people enslaved in America. The Africans came later. There was no black tribe in America that was aboriginal to America that got enslaved by Europeans. There was none.
What do you think happened to those people on the plantations? They got reclassified. They're freedom suits, ma'am. They're lawsuits going back to the 1700s where people who are enslaved were going to court saying, I'm not from Africa. I'm an Indian. I shouldn't even be enslaved.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Shout out to Red Pill Zulu for coming through with the 20. Yes, there's a lot of jealousy in this. It's a lot of jealousy in this and stupidity. A lot of jealousy and stupidity in this. It's just crazy. Crazy. Like, how I don't understand how an adult can just sit up here and do that. Wait, time out. Let me see something. Oh, Black Adam. Salute to you for sending me the jewels. Black Adam, please comment because I cannot see the jewels on StreamYard or on regular YouTube chat. I gotta be looking in a different spot to see it. So shout out to you for the jewels. Please comment so I can make sure I take a note that you sent jewels so I can give you your shout out later on. So please drop a comment, Black Adam. And moderators, if somebody drops some jewels, please just put in the comment section the person who dropped the jewels, or just let me know hey, somebody sent jewels. Peace to McNasty in the building. Yeah, let's get back to this.
Hundreds of suits. You can look it up now.
Okay, so you do consider yourself indigenous, right?
No, I'm foundational because it's a
Foundational.
combination. We had an ethnogenesis, ma'am. We had an ethnogenesis. I'm foundational. We became a whole new ethnic group. There's a combination. Listen, I'm explaining, ma'am.
What makes you different from the rest of this Black America that's been existing for hundreds of years? That's what I'm trying to understand.
The Black American that's been here for hundreds of years, by definition, are foundational. All of us, almost every Black American has some type of indigenous ancestry. Right?
What makes you exceptional is what I'm asking.
It's not about being
Why put a label on it? Why put a label on it? Because we've been Black for hundreds of years. So I'm asking, what makes you exceptional?
Because what makes me different is these other people who come over and claim to be Black when it's convenient, and then disassociate themselves from Blackness when it's convenient. I come from a lineage and a culture that didn't have the option to disassociate from Black. We had to stay Black and stand on Black and protect Black. And we got these Johnny-come-latelys who come in and try to cosplay because they use their melanin, and they don't have a camaraderie with the lineage. The minute they get a win, they let everybody know, I'm not one of them, I'm Nigerian. I'm not one of them, I'm Kenyan. I'm not one of them, I'm Haitian. Which is fine. Well, we're foundational Black Americans. Because if you're going to delineate, we can delineate, and that's what we're doing. We've delineated. We've let people know we are the original Black people, the foundational Black people of this nation. What's wrong with that? Why everybody can delineate, but when we do it, all of us.
Wait, Tariq, you just said that you have no connection to the Black Aboriginals. You're not a Black Aboriginal. You're a foundational Black American. So wouldn't the Black Aboriginals be the first group of Black people? Not the foundational group that comes out of them? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, I can't believe this. Oh, also, salute to Brandon. Thank you, Justin March, for putting that out there. I just went back in the chat log because I got to go through my phone. Because, again, it doesn't come up on StreamYard and doesn't come up on the regular YouTube chat. I see Brandon sent 10 jewels. I think he sent 10 jewels twice. So, shout out to Brandon. Brandon, if you're still in the building, make sure you comment.
Sudden, it's why is it bad? Why is it bad when we delineate?
You're trying to delineate from a diaspora. That's the problem. We're Black. If you go to Europe, you're Black. If you go to Asia, you're Black. I'm trying to figure out, like, and I have so many questions. I don't think I have time for it tonight.
We got time. Let's slow down. We got time.
No, I don't, because my babe is on his way back.
But listen, but slow down. When I go to Europe, I'm not like the Black people there.
Oh my God, that's the problem. So you a special Black. You a special what? Pat you on the back. You a good Negro, ain't you?
Am I?
It sounds like that's what you're doing.
I didn't say that. But I'm
no.
I have a different culture.
If you go to Europe, you said
I'm not Black. No, we have different cultures. They have. I don't eat the food like that.
Culture is different than race.
Right.
No, when you go over, you want them to know you the good one.
That's a projection. I guess you assume that we're good.
No, you said it.
Yeah, this is getting too much. Like, I can't do this. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 100 people in the building. Yep, McNasty. He never heard of this word or used it before the year 2020. That's a fact. Yeah, the ethnogenesis is the breeding farms. Justin March, like this guy's a bozo. He's weird. Shout out to Vibe 2 in the building for coming through with the $4.99. Let me see what you said. You said, even let's be honest, Black bro, people that talk against fBA is a shell. Nah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that people who talk against fBA is trying to really just attack Native Black Americans. That's not true. I don't believe in that. And if that is true, fBA is the one who created that opportunity for people to do that. Like, we got to be real about that. fBA opened this door. They did this. Like I said before, I've been said this, and I'm say principled on this. I'm not gonna sit around and try to decipher, well, who's actually attacking, who's talking against fBA because it's a legit hate group, or they're just using that as a justification to just attack black people, Native Black Americans, or regular black people, regular African Americans. And instead of just coming out doing it, they're just hiding behind the, oh, I'm not talking about all of them. I'm just talking about fBA. fBA opened the door for this. That's their own fault. This is another reason why I attack fBA so hard, because I said stuff like this would happen. I said that. I said, we do got black immigrants here who do not like black people in America, who do not like African Americans, do not like Native Black Americans. They do not like us. They do not like us at all. And by fBA running around doing what they're doing, they're gonna be able to attack the people as a whole and be like, well, I was just talking about fBA. Oh, well, I thought fBA was everybody. I'm sorry, I got confused. And they're lying. But it's gonna be virtually impossible to find out whether they're lying or not. It's like, am I gonna decipher if a black person says, oh, I hate racist white people? And I'm like, do you really hate racist white people, or do you hate all white people? Like, it's kind of hard to do. That's kind of hard to do. And again, who opened the door for that? But yeah, let's get back to this.
That, and I got a lot of respect for the black people in Britain. They show me a lot of love and respect. It's not that I'm better. I have a different culture.
Culture is different. Absolutely. Culture is very different.
The culture is different. My culture is different. And I respect theirs as long as they respect mine. But the problem is, when it comes to our culture, people try to turn our culture into just generic African culture, which is not.
Represent culture. I don't think it should be like a different separation in terms of blackness. Just be like, hey, this is a Black American culture. That's fine. It doesn't mean you have to minimize, indigenous people of this land. Black American people absolutely have a strong culture. As Black Americans, we influence this worldwide.
Okay, where's we? Man, Callie, you sound like you come from a Caribbean background.
Wow. Okay. What makes you say that?
Because you haven't really been that honest. And if you're not that honest about other things, you're not going to be honest about your own lineage.
So Bumba-clots, I'll bring it out now.
I can't believe this. See, again, Tariq Nasheed, if you don't agree with Tariq Nasheed, you must be Caribbean. You must be Caribbean. It's the same thing he did to his other supporter who asked him about why he's focused so much on black immigrants instead of talking about white supremacy. You got to be Caribbean. What did she say or do that would lead you to believe that she's Caribbean? Nothing. No accent, no nothing. You're just saying stuff.
Hey, you're Jamaican? You come from a Jamaican background, dear?
I suppose.
All right, just say that. There you go.
Maybe I am from a little bit of maybe a British as well. Maybe a little bit.
You have a Caribbean. You have a Caribbean background. Just say that. That's fine. Because all of that bad faith talking, you come from a Caribbean background. That's fine.
Domo arigato. Arigato. Okay. Maybe a little bit of that too.
Right. So why do you have such an issue with us? Because y'all delineate all the time. We don't complain. How can y'all have an issue with us delineating?
Why do you say you and your category me? You're putting me in a category.
You're not of our lineage. You're not of our lineage. You're not of our lineage.
Oh, so is it a group, or am I not black enough, but I'm black, but not black enough?
You're not of our lineage. You're not foundational. That's what it is.
Okay, so what qualifies me?
You come from an immigrant background, and I don't. We don't. We're not immigrants.
Okay, so
do you have a problem with that? You sound like you have an issue with that.
No, that's just your bad. I would encourage you and implore you. I would encourage you and implore you to stop talking like this online, because you made a lot of assumptions about me, and you.
Okay, you can't talk over me. Okay, because I don't know if you're drunk or high or whatever, but you just can't talk over me. We're not going to do that. You come from a foreign background, ma'am, and that's okay. But you have an issue with our lineage, ma'am. That's the problem.
I don't have an issue with anyone. I came up asking questions.
No. You're not asking questions. You're making bad faith assumptions. You're doing a lot of projecting. You're not going to talk over me, though. We're not going to do that. And then you start. You're talking over me.
I'm not docile.
Ma'am, then you start low-key trolling. Now you're trying to crash out.
I'm crashing.
You're not going to crash out,
I'm
ma'am.
not docile enough.
Ma'am, you're projecting. You have an issue because you're non-FBA. You're not of our lineage.
Ma'am,
no, you're not going to crash, ma'am. You're not going to crash out. You're not going to crash out, little musty tether woman. You're not going to crash out. See, she wanted to crash out from the very beginning, but I didn't let her. Ma'am, you're not going to use that potty, bammy-eating mouth to curse on my platform, ma'am. That was a musty tether trying to fake the funk. All right? She's a Caribbean mammy. And that's why they have an issue with the lineage. She can't cosplay. You see, she tried to cosplay and the truth came right on out. Ma'am, you're clearly a tether. All right? With your bad faith messaging, all your drunk, trollish nonsense. We knew you were a tether, ma'am. That's the issue you have. Let's stop all that stuff. Well, I'm showing you an indigenous person. See, nothing.
Again, Tariq is the lineage police. So Tariq will decide whether you are tether or not. He will decide whether anything or not. I think we done dealt with this issue enough because now he's muting her and now he's about to be like, oh, you're a tether. I knew it because you disagreed with me. Yeah, we can read off this right now. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Justin March again for the donating for the 10 memberships. So family, if he donated you a membership, make sure you salute him and you keep it going. You can also join yourself. Shout out to everybody who has donated and supported the stream so far. And you can also donate on the PayPal, the Cash App. Thank you for the fire emojis. You can support with the fire emojis too. Support with a like, support with a share, hype points, all that. Yeah, it's just damned if you do anything. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. But anyway, yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go to something else. We're going to talk about somebody we ain't talked about in a long time. This is Professor Black Truth, a.k.a. Student White Lies. He's talking about, no, Tariq doesn't have any other content. That's what he does. Like Tariq, this is what he does now. This is the easy grift. It's the easy grift. That's all he does. Like, all he got to do is just bring people on this show, call them a tether if they disagree with him, and that's it. Thank you, Julius. Shout out to you. You said what? When Tariq gonna have that? What video he said that in? Drop the name of that video. And yes, I do believe they probably are the same person. They might be, they might not be, but it doesn't even really matter. But anyway, yeah, he used to be a little, he used to be better than most, but yeah, you know, but he got to go with the griff. It is what it is. What's happening? I don't know. I think he fired one of them and the other one just went her own way. Yeah, but he don't do the ism show no more. He just using the ism channel because the other channel got demonetized. That's what I heard. But anyway, today we got Student White Lies talking about Floyd Mayweather and his money problems. The real reason I even wanted to see this video because I want to see if he's gonna be like Floyd Mayweather is a Jamaican, so we shouldn't care. I want to see if he does that. So yeah, let's get into this.
Hello, soldiers. I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth. You know, it feels like just a couple of months ago, Floyd Mayweather was suing a former business partner because this person allegedly ripped him off for a lot of money. Wait a minute, it was just a couple of months ago. First Al Heyman, and now this. Floyd Mayweather's having a hell of a year, and it's not even over yet. Now, for the few of you who are like me and assiduously avoid all talk of sports, here's what's going down with Floyd Mayweather these days. He's seeking $175 million in a newly filed lawsuit.
You know what's so funny with this bozo? He swear up and down he don't watch sports and sports don't matter, but he constantly talks about sports, especially when he's trying to make a xenophobic point. That's the real reason why I'm covering this story from him, because I wonder if he's going to say, well, Floyd Mayweather is really a Jamaican anyway, because he's likely to do that. Like, he magically is so above sports, but then he wants to be the expert on what is and is not good in the sports.
Alleging that his former investment manager and real estate advisor defrauded him over multiple years. The suit claims that Jonah Rechnitz, 'Mayweather's former manager, and Eyal Frist, who...
Oh, yeah, we got to get into that. 'Cause, you know, Floyd Mayweather, he swear up and down he don't watch sports and sports don't matter, but he constantly talks about sports, especially when he's trying to make a xenophobic point. That's the real reason why I'm covering this story from him, because I wonder if he's going to say, well, Floyd Mayweather is really a Jamaican anyway, because he's likely to do that.
Alleging that his former investment manager and Eyal Frist, who ran
because I might just cover that on my own. But yeah, I'll talk about that right now. He did fumble a generational bag. Floyd Mayweather had over $1 billion. I was of the opinion it was impossible to spend $1 billion in one lifetime. And I'm still of that opinion because I don't see that. I don't think Floyd actually spent the money. I think he just got robbed. Like 50 Cent said, people was robbing Floyd. Now he's suing somebody for $175 million. His lifestyle was super lavish, but it was no way he blew through $1 billion with that lifestyle. Like that's the case with most of these athletes. They don't blow through that money with their lifestyle. They blow through the money because they having large chunks of it stolen from them. Where you got an accountant who's supposed to be paying taxes and the accountant is stealing the money and not paying the taxes, and then you still owe the taxes. And on top of that, you got people you thinking you're investing in something, but you're not actually investing in it. They're tricking you, they're scamming you. Because I remember when this building situation happened, when Floyd talked about how he bought like most of Manhattan. And I was like, Floyd, even if you use every dollar you ever made in your life times 10, you couldn't have bought 10% of Manhattan. Who lied to you? And now we seeing this. He claiming he got lied to, especially for like 175 million. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Oh, shout out to the that's amazing for the triple up. Oh, one of the hosts, one of the ladies who was hosting with him was Puerto Rican. I didn't know that. That wasn't the one he fired, right? That was the other one who just basically just like, you know, after he stopped doing the show. So I guess she went her own way. Hopefully he do get the 200 million. I hope he do, and then he like actually like start using his brain. Because again, it's impossible to spend $1 billion. The only way you could get rid of $1 billion is if you actually just giving it away or having people steal it from you. That's why he going broke. People just stealing the money, and he just giving it away. But yeah, let's get back to this.
And Frist Apex Ventures, a Florida-based real estate and investment firm where a lot of Mayweather's money was sent, committed fraud and had roles in breach of fiduciary duty. Mayweather alleges that Rechnitz built a relationship with him over a number of years to gain his trust. He then allegedly used his advisory role to move Mayweather's money into accounts with Frist Apex Ventures. Rechnitz, Frist Apex, and Alexander Seligson, an attorney who handled the refinance of one of Mayweather's properties, are listed as defendants. Quote, the conduct alleged in this pleading, including the diversion of settlement proceeds, refinance proceeds, and recurring real estate distributions to accounts controlled by Jonah Rechnitz through Frist Apex Ventures, demands a full judicial accounting. This coming from Leo Jacobs, who's Mayweather's attorney. We look forward to obtaining that accounting and to recovering every dollar to which our client is entitled. The suit alleges a multitude of issues, including a $7.5 million wire for a 12-month investment on July 1st, 2024 to Frist Apex, where no investment was made and the initial money was never returned. Unauthorized allocations of Mayweather's money to Frist Apex, including $15 million in settlement proceeds from a realty company at Rechnitz's direction, a separate loan with over $8.8 million of a $16.4 million loan on 4 of Mayweather's properties was sent to Frist Apex without explanation. Only $2.5 million was given to Mayweather Promotions. The $2.1 million of an $8.2 million refinance of one of Mayweather's Las Vegas properties was sent to Frist Apex at Rechnitz's direction and without Mr. Mayweather's authorization. Rechnitz diverted a $1 million deposit agreed to by Mayweather to buy a New York property to pay a New York jeweler instead, and as a result, the property deal never closed. Rechnitz pledged nearly $100 million in Mayweather's jewelry to 2 Miami-based jewelers for only $13 million. A substantial portion of the pledged jewelry remains with the jeweler.
Yeah, they got him. They got him. They got him, but I knew it. But like I said, somebody said it's not possible to, it's possible to, yeah, you said it's possible to steal $1 billion. Yeah, it is possible, but not really possible. Like if you look at Floyd Mayweather lifestyle, there's no reason he should be going broke right now. Like if he's living like his lifestyle, no reason, because he's having like large sums of money stolen from him. Like if it wasn't for all this Steven, we wouldn't even be having no conversation about him fumbling $1 billion bag. Frisk, I don't know what's going on with you. Who you are, you're crashing out. I'm gonna put you on timeout. So you could come back and get your mind right. Cause it's like for some reason you crashing out. Talking about somebody gotta get their military out of your country or whatever the case may be. I didn't put the US military there. But I don't know what country you even are referring to, but hey. Salute to y'all. Hopefully y'all can get the military out of there. Yeah, smash that like button. Oh, I know Afro Think Tank gave me a shout out today. Salute to the bro Afro Think Tank. And I'm happy you here right now. You know, like the stream. Tell me how you feel about it. And all that other good stuff. I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not like, that's basically to me, that's like giving the money away. That's like because again, if you're doing stuff like that, then yeah, you could spend $1 billion, but that's not like it's not realistic. It's like I could give you $10 billion, and then you be like, all right, I want to buy a skyscraper for $3 billion, and then I want to buy a yacht for $2 billion, and then I want to go buy a basketball team. Yeah, you spent the whole $10 million, but it's like, come on, you basically just gave it away. I mean, like, when I say you can't spend it, I'm talking about like going out and like living a regular life. Like, all right, I buy food, I buy clothes, I might buy me some jewelry, I might go out to eat, I might buy a house, I might do that. But like the stuff like that, yeah, you can blow $1 billion if you're doing it like that. But I don't mean it like that. But when I said you can't spend it, I ain't mean it like that. But yeah, let's get back to this.
According to the suit, without accounting provided to Mayweather. A text message chain provided in the lawsuit claims one of the jewelers in the $100 million pledge demanded that if he didn't receive a payment, he would start to liquidate the goods, which Retchness allegedly agreed to without Mayweather's authorization. The suit also claims Mayweather signed a bill of sale for his 1996 Gulfstream 4 jet at Retchness's suggestion with no purchaser listed. Mayweather alleges that he does not know who bought the aircraft and that the money from the sale was used for a Bugatti-related obligation and otherwise diverted to Frist Apex, with no money given to Mayweather. Frist allegedly represented himself as a manager of Veda Properties, Mayweather's real estate investment firm, without being appointed. The suit claims that he never held such an office and that Frist signing documents as a manager was a misrepresentation of office. Veda's website at one point listed Frist as the CEO. The suit alleges that Frist was never appointed Veda's CEO by Mayweather. The defendants in this case have already had their lawyer issue a statement, quote, "We have thoroughly reviewed Mr. Mayweather's lawsuit. His claims against our clients are utterly baseless and refuted by substantial documentary evidence, including Mr. Mayweather's own correspondence."
Yeah, they set you up for the kill, Mayweather. You ain't getting that money back. Yeah, they defrauded you, but they defrauded you legally. Like, they scammed you, but they scammed you in a way where it's technically not illegal. They got you, like they said, it's baseless. They got your signature on a bunch of paperwork. You signed off on a bunch of bullshit that you didn't know what you were signing off on because you trusted them. Like you said, they gained your trust. Yeah, they spun you. You got your trust, and then they put you in a trick bag. That's it. And yeah, of course, that's also giving away money too. When you buy $18 million watch, and then you turn around and buy a $25 million watch, you're basically just giving away money. That's not realistic. We don't know because he's one of these faceless bozos. He possibly could be Jason Black. We don't know. He could possibly be a white man. Nobody knows. But yeah. Yeah, I know Floyd was doing stupid stuff like that with the money. He was doing stupid stuff like that with the money, extra stupid stuff. But it's like he would still have a lot of money if they didn't take him for a ride. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more lawsuits like this where Floyd going to be like, this one got 200 million from me. This one got 100 million from me. This one got 75 million from me. This one got 50 million from me. Exactly. It's a trick bag. Like, remember, 50 Cent already said this. He was talking about this before this even happened, talking about how everybody around Floyd is robbing him. He's going to go broke, not because of his spending, but because everybody around him is robbing him. And he's spending like crazy. You can't be getting robbed and spending like crazy and thinking you're going to have a bag. That's out. Yeah, he gave those dudes the power of attorney. That's why they were signing stuff over for him. He did that. That's why they saying like this is fraudulent. We got the correspondence with Mayweather that and nobody did anything without his permission. Did anything wrong. Yeah, because you signed over your power of attorney to them. You talking about, oh, they befriended me. He befriended me. He befriended me. Yeah, he befriended you and got you to give him power over your finances, give him power to sign off on checks and stuff like that, or in sales like it's you. And now you're crying because they didn't give you none of that money. They fleeced you. They constantly doing this to black athletes. That's the number one reason why black athletes go broke. Nobody wants to say it, but it's because they're getting fleeced by all these investment groups, all these accountants, all these managers. They're the ones who are taking big bites out of all the money they get. Big bites. That's where the money is going. Like, this is crazy. Like, they got Floyd for $1 billion. These people got you for $1 billion. I bet you if you put all the money that Floyd spent out of that $1 billion, because they say he had $1.2 billion. If you put all the money he spent, it'll probably come up to like 300 million. Maybe that. Maybe. More like 200 million. That other $1 billion is just taxes, lawyers, managers, investment firm, accountants, scams, frauds, embezzlement, all that. Yeah, didn't Kevin Garnett get taken for some crazy amount of money? I thought it was like 70 million. Remember, Rihanna got took for some crazy amount of money by an accountant. Steve Harvey got took for some crazy amount of money by an accountant and almost had to go to jail because he was paying his taxes and the accountant wasn't taking the tax money and paying the taxes with it. He was putting the money in his pocket. Yeah, it might be. It might be. He said he's too old to be moving like a monkey. You said that was Tim Duncan that they got for the 20 mil? Yeah, all these accountants be getting people for all this money. Because they be living their lifestyle, and then the accountant take 20 million here. You got a manager talking about he get 30% of everything you make when the manager is supposed to be getting like a flat fee for the work he put in, but he's taking percentages. So now you got a manager doing $100,000 worth of work, but he getting $30 million. Dad, they got Usain Bolt too. Who got him for half his money? This is crazy. Yeah, I know Floyd was spending way too much. Yeah, Floyd was spending way too much of being done with his money, but that he again, like I said, that's not $1 billion. He blew through like probably 300 million, 200 million, but not no billion. Not no billion. Not no billion. That was them scamming him. They was taking his money. Like, we're gonna see more lawsuits like this. I promise you. Ain't no way. You're gonna see more lawsuits where it's gonna be like somebody took 200 million, somebody took 75 million. You're gonna see more of that. That's gonna be where the majority of the money gonna go. Oh, he had to pay taxes twice because the accountant that was supposed to pay the taxes wasn't paying the taxes. He was stealing the money. So Floyd still owed the government. And so now he had to pay it again. Because you do know that, right? If an accountant scam you out your money, you still got to pay the government. The accountant took the money. The government don't want to hear that. They still want their money. They still want their money. Like, this is crazy. But Leo, let's get back to this.
Our clients intend to vigorously defend against these claims and are confident that once all of the facts are presented in court, not only will our clients be vindicated, Mr. Mayweather's gambling issues, prolific spending habits, monies owed to third-party creditors, and IRS tax liens and levies, as well as other unseemly behavior, will be exposed, and we believe that Mr. Mayweather will be the one paying significant damages to our clients. This sounds less like a legal defense and more like they're going to try to see if they can put Floyd Mayweather on trial. That's the favorite tactic of people whenever they have black folks in court. Mayweather is a defendant in several other lawsuits alleging money owed, some of which include wretchedness as a co-defendant. He's also the plaintiff in a $340 million lawsuit where he alleges that Showtime, the network he used to fight on, misappropriated funds as part of a long-running scheme of financial fraud. The IRS also filed a nearly
Oh, look, see, like I said, I didn't even watch this video. I didn't even know about that. $300 million? Floyd got fleeced for $300 million? What was that number? He said 300 and what million? Let me see.
Alleges that Showtime, the network he used to fight on, misappropriated funds as part of a long-running scheme of financial fraud. The IRS also filed a nearly $40 million lawsuit where he alleges that Showtime, the network, is a defendant in several other lawsuits alleging money owed, some of which include wretchedness as a co-defendant. He's also the plaintiff in a $340 million lawsuit where he alleges that Showtime, the network...
$340 million lawsuit. $340 million. That's a $500 million right there. Between this 175 and the 340, that's a $500 million right there that he got took for. That's insane.
He used to fight on, misappropriated funds as part of a long-running scheme of financial fraud. The IRS also filed a nearly $7.3 million lien against Mayweather in March for unpaid taxes in 2018 and 2023. So that's the background on the latest legal quagmire that Floyd Mayweather is stuck in. Yes, this morning's briefing is about pointing out that as the black grassroots, this is part of the reason why we do not put celebrities on a pedestal. We don't follow after them. They're not our leaders. And more than that, the people who are out here bragging the most are the ones who we find are tap dancing on thin ice. Not to be messy here, because I don't think that Floyd Mayweather is the bad guy here. In fact, I actually sympathize with him. But when I see these pro athletes out here,
yeah, I just looked it up. There is a lawsuit right now for Floyd for 340. It's in California, saying he got defrauded for their money for $340 million. He said it actually says that he's let me share my screen real quick. It actually says at least $340 million got stolen from him. At least 340. So it might be even more. Oh man, Floyd, you going out sad, man. You let these people take all your money like that. Oh, let's see this. The missing money. The lawsuit cites numerous blockbuster matches, including fights against Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. Floyd asserts that he is missing at least $340 million and that his new management team was told Showtime's financial records from that era were lost in a flood. You ain't getting that money back, Floyd. You done. You done. I remember Floyd had a check too, talking about, oh, I got a check for $100 million. I didn't even cash yet. I'm like, that don't even make no sense. Because what if the company go bankrupt? You're never going to get that $100 million. You don't let a check just sit there like that, trying to show off. Now they saying that they don't got no records of you saying they owe you at least $340 million of money you never got, and they saying, well, our records is gone. They got washed away in a flood. You ain't gonna see a dime of that, Floyd. You ain't gonna see a dime of that. They are playing in his face. They playing in his face. That's the one thing I could say that Student White Lies got right. Floyd is not the bad guy in this situation. He played himself. He played himself. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 111 people in the building. Floyd played himself. That is still stealing, and that's underhandedness. Like we gotta keep it real. It was legal what they did to him, but it was underhanded and it was sleazy, and it is stealing. Like that makes, because in law that makes a contract odious. If you get somebody to sign a contract that they don't know what they signing, the contract is now odious, and the person is not liable to fulfill any obligation of the contract. Anything like that. But that's not going to work out for Floyd. But yeah, that this is crazy. Crazy that they did this to him. Salute to the first. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah. Salute to the first for sending the jewels. Make sure you comment first so I could shout you out. Thank you, Justin March, for pointing that out. See? I just looked over there and I saw it. Thank you. Thank you. See? Caught my attention. Shout out to the first. Shout out to Auto Met for the double up. For the 2. A whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. I think I'm gonna hit my goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we 7 away from the goal. So that means we get like $7 more or whatever more dollars, we hit the goal. 7 more donations or whatever the case may be. They could all be for $1. They could be for $100. Whatever the case may be, let's see. Let's see. Well, let's get back to this.
You're boasting about how much money they're allegedly making and flaunting it like crazy. It reminds me of someone else. Hush Puppy. The Nigerian scammer who bragged online about how—
Here we go. The xenophobia. Here we go. The xenophobia. Why are you bringing up Hush Puppy for? We talking about Floyd Mayweather being bamboozled and being put in a trick bag by these people and losing at least $500 million. And now you talking about Hush Puppy. What that got to do with anything?
How successful he was, claiming that he was making so much money doing, well, basically everything. And yet in the end, he predictably turned out to be just another two-bit con man and professional BS artist. And now the guy who thought to himself that he was so hot is cooling his heels in prison. Obviously, nobody has any sympathy for Hush Puppy. In fact, people just laugh at him, as they should. He made a target out of himself, and it was only a matter of time before somebody hit the mark. Floyd Mayweather, on the other hand, made his money legitimately. And that's a large part of the reason why this is tragic. And that becomes more so when you consider that he's being leaned on by the IRS for, well, liens due to unpaid taxes. Now, predictably, don't expect to see anybody in the white media doing any sort of in-depth exposés about this Rechnich character or Frist or any of the other people who Floyd Mayweather is suing. Why is it that we don't know any of the background of this guy? Because the truth is, if the situation is as Rechnich and Fritsch say that it is, in that case, then there shouldn't be too many instances where other people are accusing them of similar things, right? But instead, we don't even have anybody in the white media looking. They want to make sure that the entire narrative is Floyd Mayweather fumbles his own bag all over again, and he's blaming these guys. Oh, and by the way, he's got IRS problems. That's the way that the white media is reporting this. That's the slant that they're putting on it. They're not asking any questions about the backgrounds of the individuals that he's suing, whether or not they've been involved in this kind of thing before, whether or not there are other people who have made accusations and complaints about them. Does Rechnitz or any of the other individuals Mayweather's suing have any sort of IRS problems of their own? We don't know. I'm not even sure if the white media's even looked into it. They don't seem terribly curious. And when dealing,
and rightfully so, they're not looking into them. That's their people. They know the game. They've been pulling this scam for like how long? Since forever against black athletes. Yeah, salute, bro. Like, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I guess we both saying the same thing, because you ultimately saying, well, Floyd should have read the contract, and I believe that also too. The ultimate responsibility lies on Floyd. I was just pointing out that they put him in a trick bag, but at the end of the day is over. Floyd is a grown man. You should have not got put in a trick bag like that, man. Like, especially because we know this what these people do. That's what they do. Yeah, he thought linking up with the Zionists was gonna protect him. The Zionists robbed you, bro. You think doing all that hugging to those people was gonna keep you safe from them? Nah, that just made you a better target for them. Shout out to Justin March for the 199. Yeah, for the gold. For the gold. We 6 away. Shout out to everybody. Do good for the fire emojis. Shout out to Justin March for the fire emojis. Shout out to Black Adam for the fire emojis. You said who advised them? The white folks who robbed them is the one who advised them. Like he said, they gained his trust. He turned over his power of attorney to those people, and then they robbed them. They robbed them blind. And they arguing that they didn't rob him, actually, because everything got his signature on it, or he gave them the power to do this, or he greenlit it. Yeah, he gonna have to go back to fighting, Jackie. He got a fight coming up, I think, against Mike Tyson. He got to go back to fighting. The IRS is taking his property, so, and you know how the IRS do? They'll take something from you that's worth $1 million and then go sell it for like $100,000 or $50,000, and you still owe them money. Like you could owe the IRS $100,000. No, you could owe the IRS a $500,000. They'll take something from you that's worth $1 million, sell it for $50,000, and then you still magically owe them $200,000. Because that's what they're doing right now. They seizing his property, and you know they're not gonna sell it for the right amount, so he gonna still owe them money. Salute to the Lord of Slaughter. I could see that too. Because he's gonna have to get this money back. Of course they did. He should have hired a tutor. There's plenty of, matter of fact, like he got all these girls, right? There's plenty of girls who would have taught him how to read or read all his stuff just to be around him, not even for a bag. Like, you got so many black people coming out of these HBCUs who would work for you guys for less than what they should, and they would never do nothing like this to you. Like, think about this. Floyd could have paid somebody who graduated from an HBCU. He could have paid somebody's way through an HBCU. Somebody in his family. They got kids all in that family. All right. You, Keisha, you going to be the family lawyer. We going to pay your way through school. You going to read all the contracts and do everything. We ain't investing in nothing. We ain't doing nothing but letting the money sit in the bank until we got Keisha to come read over the contracts and let us know that this is good. Again, shout out to the Lord of Slaughter for the 199. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. Like, it didn't have to go this way.
with financially based lawsuits like this, the white media's silence on that score speaks volumes. It just goes to show no matter how much money you have as a black person, we are a hunted people. Whether you be a foundational black American who follows every law, or a black immigrant, or if you're some sort of Nigerian scammer, or if you're a big-time professional athlete and or celebrity. If you're black, there's a bullseye on your back. This is not to say that you should not make your money or that you shouldn't enjoy it. You should do both.
So if all black people got a bullseye on their back from these people, why even divide black people with the xenophobia? Shouldn't we be all working together Since we all got a bullseye on our back, no matter if we make the money legally or illegally, no matter if we are Black immigrant or a native Black American, or if we live in Africa, we live in America, it doesn't matter. They coming after us. The same people coming after all of us. So why shouldn't we all work together against those people? Like, see, y'all defeat y'all whole argument, your whole movement by just using regular logic.
Understand that there's one thing that white supremacy hates. It's seeing a successful Black person, especially one who can say, I'm more successful than these white folks over here. That's something that they do not like. Since the days of Jack Johnson, white power has loved to make examples out of Black boxers. Drawing attention to oneself unnecessarily is never a good idea. At the time that Frank Lucas had that big chinchilla fur coat that he was wearing, he wasn't breaking any laws at that particular moment. But merely the fact that he was a Black man wearing an expensive coat that the white folks there couldn't afford, that was all it took to get the cops in New York all over his operation. Just that one little misstep. It's just a fact. As a Black person, the more money you make, the bigger a target you become. And there's people at every level of the society, especially in government, who would love to put a Black person's head on their trophy wall. So whether it's the cops or some IRS agent or whomever, they've all got it in for us. There's just too many Black people out here who seem to believe that having fame means that white society absolutely loves them. Only it doesn't mean that at all. In fact, under the wrong circumstances, it's much more likely to mean exactly the opposite. People are wildly speculating as to whether or not Floyd's actually broke, and if that's the reason that he's filing these massive lawsuits in order to try to keep himself financially afloat. Now, I don't know what Floyd Mayweather's financial condition is, but I do know that as Black people in general and Black men in specific, we've been in this situation far too many times, whether that be some famous Black celebrity or some Black attention-starved chump on the block. They always seem to end up the same way.
Yep, always a financial advisor, a personal financial advisor, or a lawyer to watch his lawyers or to look over the other people's stuff. $200K. It would have been the best $200K he spent in his life. Yeah, Vegeta, you're right. When are non-FBAs Black? We just had to ask Tariq that question last segment. Thank you for the 100s. Professor Black Goof. Yep. Professor Lack Goof. Yeah, that's even better. That's even better. Yes, he's a bozo, and he's a grifter, and he got to follow behind Tariq Nasheed. So whatever Tariq do, he got to follow behind it. That's just it. Exactly. Worried about Black women taking their money, but got no problem busting it open for the white man. Got no problem busting it open for the white man, and then the white man bust their head and take their bag. That's crazy. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the building. We got 110 in the building.
And in the case of Mayweather, I'm reminded of the words of Bill Cosby, who said, "You make sure that you sign your own checks." And it is no coincidence that the very people who Floyd Mayweather was trusting the most.
That's a fact. You got to sign your own checks. I think Oprah is like that too. That's why you ain't never hear no story about Oprah getting got for no bag. Because Oprah signs her own checks. All these celebrities that you keep hearing getting got, because they're giving somebody else the power of attorney. No. You have no power. I'm not giving you no power. If something need to get signed, you come to me and I'll sign it. All that, it'll be easier and faster if you give me the power of attorney so I can sign it, or I don't want to bother you, blah, 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 blah. Nah, that ain't it.
When it came to his business dealings, these turned out to be the ones who were ripping him off. Individuals who spent most of their time trying to find a way to legitimize putting their signatures on his money. And you know what? There's a lesson in that for Black people everywhere. You're supposed to be staying on top of your finances, and you're supposed to actually have some idea of the money that's coming out and going in. Sure, you can go ahead and brag about the latest $18 million watch that you claim to have bought, or the Gulfstream 4 jet, But the truth of the matter is, if you've surrounded yourself with a bunch of vipers and serpents, you won't have those watches or that jet for very long. So no, I don't like what's happening to Floyd Mayweather at all. Sure, we can go ahead and quibble about the man's devotion to black empowerment if he has any at all. We could go ahead and have that, but that's not the point of this morning's briefing. It's that Floyd Mayweather has become just another case study in how black folks put themselves behind the 8 ball by giving control over to people who we should not. Floyd Mayweather spent so much time bragging about his money, bragging about his business acumen, and this is how things turned out. You know, between the Al Heyman Showtime situation and Floyd Mayweather's troubles with the IRS, and now this latest legal morass, considering how it seems that every few minutes he's claiming that somebody else has taken advantage of him financially, well, at this point, maybe Money Mayweather should just change his name to Fleeced Floyd.
That was corny. That was corny. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. That was corny, and so we're gonna have enough of that. Yeah, Shannon Sharp got took for $30 million, not 10 to 30. No, he got took for $30 million by that weak, whack OnlyFans girl. Like, it was nothing popping or special about that girl. He let her take him for $30 million. That's the second way they be losing all their money too. They be letting these white women fleece them. Non-black women fleece them all day long. Shout out to Starbright for the $4.99. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Salute. Like, this is crazy. And this is sad, man. You let these people take you for over $500 million. You didn't even get to spend $500 million. You just got took for it. Because I knew that was, like, again, when I saw Floyd with that $100 million check, let me see if I can find that video with Floyd with the $100 million check, talking about how he ain't cashed it yet. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, what if they go bankrupt? Like, what if they go bankrupt? Let me see. I think this is the video right here. Let me see. Let me see. Boom. Can y'all see my screen? I think this is the video right here. Right here. Floyd with the $100 million check that he never even cashed. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, let's see if we can see this.
Of course, in this world, you know, I don't always play into, worry about what anyone says about me. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't doing none of that. I said, let me have some fun. Let me play with the people. Yeah. And, actually, man, something I want to show you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me show you something. Okay. I like being educated. Okay. Man, one thing we don't want to do is really show account numbers. Uh-huh. But man, last time I checked, it's still right there. Ooh, hold on, let me get. Oh shit. Man, it's still right there. Oh, I still got it. Okay. I still got it just for the record. I still got it just for the record. Okay. Damn. Shit could be bullshit. Still got it just for the record. I still got the 100. Still got 100 million I ain't never even touched. That's just for the record. Damn. It's just for the record. That's just for the record.
Yeah, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. $100 million check just sitting there. I get, and now you trying to talk about that. Those same people who gave you that $100 million check, you talking about they stole at least $340 million from you. At least $340 million from you. And you talking about, and they telling you, well, we don't got the records no more. They got washed away in the flood. I don't know. I don't remember if he sent a jet to Israel or not, but I know one of his jets got sold and he ain't getting no money off of it. One of his jets just got sold. Like the people he's suing for the 175, he said one of them sold one of his jets because he had 2 jets. They sold one jet and they pocketed the money. They didn't even give him none. They ain't give him none of the proceeds. Probably was that jet that he on right now. This probably was the one that got sold. Modern day minstrel show. Yep. Exactly. Nobody just leaves a check. You don't leave no check like that. If you want to frame the check or stunt with the check, you could get a mock version of that. You could have cashed it. You could have cashed the check, put the money in your bank account, and just walked around with the already cashed check, and you flash it like that. You don't let nobody, $100 million. What if they go bankrupt today or tomorrow? You ain't getting that money. Exactly, diasporian. That's exactly what he needed. That's exactly what he needed. That boy went out sad. He going out sad. Shout out to everybody in the building. Also hit the reaction heart too. You can support the stream like that. The reaction heart is support. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, them Israelis living good off that money. They sold that jet and put that money right in his pocket. They sold that. You know what's so crazy? They literally sold Floyd a bridge. Remember, Floyd thought he bought half of Manhattan. He let them trick him into thinking he bought half of Manhattan. Let's see if we can find that video. But Floyd told me how he bought half of Manhattan. Let me see. Let's see.
I love bringing people into my lifestyle.
Yeah. He bought an entire block in Manhattan. Let's see, because this channel be capping a lot. So let's see if they get it to the public.
Showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings. It's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all
the idea that you could buy 62 buildings in Manhattan by yourself. I think only Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos could have. I don't even think Jeff Bezos could have did something like that. Elon Musk couldn't. I don't even think he could have. Bill Gates, I don't know. They know how much stuff they would have had to sell to get liquid to do that. You let somebody trick you into thinking that you bought 62 buildings in Manhattan. New York, New York.
All the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same. It's all about making power moves.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And I'm pointing like this because
you talking about a trick bag. That's the trick bag of all trick bags, man. That's like, you know how they used to say, like, oh, I got a bridge to sell you. Like that was an old scam that they used to run like 100 years ago in New York, where they would take immigrants, where immigrants would come to New York, or migrants would come to New York, and they'd be like, you know, I could sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. Just give me like $100, and you got the Brooklyn Bridge is yours. That's what they did to Floyd. They brought him to Manhattan and said, all these buildings could be yours. Just give me the money, Floyd. All these buildings is yours. And he did it. And he did it. Finesse. This is a different finesse. I could see him suing for this one too, because they say he got multiple lawsuits going on right now. This one is coming. 400 million. You let somebody finesse you for 400 million, Floyd?
All of it. We're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Yeah, we can stop that. 62 buildings in Manhattan by yourself. Like, you let somebody shoot your brain into space and you believe that. Look, let's watch this.
In one of my buildings is One Summit. Actually, it's one of the tallest commercial buildings in the world. So just
He let somebody trick him into thinking that he bought One Summit. He said he got 9 skyscrapers in New York, and one of them is One Summit. This is crazy. A skyscraper, Floyd? You couldn't get a skyscraper. You couldn't get a skyscraper built for $400 million. Let alone a skyscraper built for $400 million in Manhattan. You let somebody make you think that you bought one? I didn't even know it was that bad.
in New York alone, I got 9 skyscrapers. New York real estate, you make money when you sleep. You know, I started off probably 5 million. That was just in the beginning. That was years ago. In one of my buildings is One Summit. Actually, it's one of the tallest commercial buildings in the world. So just in New York alone, I got 9 skyscrapers. New York real estate, you make money when you sleep. You know, I started off probably 5 million. That was just in the beginning. That was years ago. In one of my buildings.
Let's look at One Summit. Oh my God. Let's see this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They really let that boy think that he bought One Summit by himself, and he really believed that. Finesse. Finesse. Niggas really believe that. Let me see.
We be out here talking about little millions, like $1 million. That's all we be wanting is $1 million. Floyd Mayweather bought a 62 apartment building or complex or whatever, 62 apartments in Manhattan, over 400 million. We be out here talking about little million.
And you believe that. You believe that. That's crazy. Like, yo, we just went down a rabbit hole with this one. We just went down a crazy rabbit hole with this one. Floyd really thought he bought this building, man. Floyd really thought he bought this building. I didn't even know that. I know he about the 62 apartments, but
The struggles I'm facing.
oh, can't play that music. Floyd really thought he bought this building, y'all. Floyd really thought he bought this building. Floyd, if you use every dollar you ever made, you couldn't have got that building. Woo! Yeah, we gotta move on. We gotta move on. Exactly. Non-skyscrapers. That's just 4 billion to build. Now, mind you, non-skyscrapers in Manhattan. To buy 9 skyscrapers in Manhattan, like outright buy, like, oh, that's your building. I want it now. I want to buy it from you. That's like how much? 15 billion? 18 billion? Insane. Trick bag of all trick bags. You're right. 50 did do that, but I'm not going to say he the guilty one because 50 only did that after him and Floyd already fell out, and he already was exposing that Floyd was being robbed. The Brooklyn Bridge was definitely next. The Brooklyn Bridge was definitely next, bro. That's crazy. Yep, his own people. You went hard to support them, Floyd. You went hard to support them, and they robbed you. They're like, oh, you the stupid you the stupid motherfucker who want to support us, and we out here doing bad. Yeah, come here. Exactly, yeah. A skyscraper. I don't know what was wrong with this dude. Yeah, we gotta get off this because this is too depressing. I like to watch a black man have to go outside like that, even though Floyd was out here cooning and buffooning. I don't like that. I don't like that. You said it best. A genius in the ring, a moron in the streets. Because when I heard Floyd saying all that, I thought he was just capping. I didn't think he really believed that. Insane. But shout out to everybody in the building. We got over 100 people still in the building. Yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Rags to riches, to right back to rags. Hopefully not back to rags though. Hopefully not back to rags. Because again, he still could fight. He got some fights coming up. And hopefully he gets paid and he does the right things now. You definitely right about that. Them Zionists was his best friends. Nobody black couldn't tell him nothing. Every time somebody black got disrespected, here come Floyd. Here come Floyd. You're right, President Jafar. When people was boycotting Gucci for that racist shit, here come Floyd. Here come Floyd. I'm going to the Gucci store. I'm going to the Gucci store. Let's see. Yeah, before we get off this, let's see if we can find that. Let's see if we can find that. This is because yeah, we gonna go all the way with this. Yeah, I don't want to do TMZ because it's like, let's see. Yeah, let's see if we can find it. I think this is it. When he dropped, like, let me see. I don't know TMZ.
Now, how's Pops feeling? You know, your Pops he was sparring.
I think my dad need to stop boxing. He older, but you know what I'm finna go into.
Oh, right. So, Gucci, yeah, you've been a long time supporter. Are you still supporting after all controversies?
What controversy?
Yeah, I'm sure you heard. You know, they had the blackface sweater, and you know a lot of prominent artists dropping them. you know, the black.
Man, listen, I don't got nothing against nobody.
Really?
My thing is this: I support everybody. I like everybody. And my thing is this: I like to live life and do what I like to do. I'm not no follower. I do what the fuck I want to do.
Right.
Because everybody say wear this or don't wear this. I'm wearing what the fuck I want to wear. I'm about to go in the Gucci.
Were you disrespected at all by the whole blackface?
I'm about to go in the Gucci.
No, I saw you drop that light 40 on.
Yeah, that's enough. He's like he said, he about to go in the Gucci. Yeah, and he went right into Gucci. Yeah, he is definitely a cautionary tale. He's the worst example of a cautionary tale. He's the worst example. Because to lose a Billy like that. A Billy? Like, I don't know who worse. Nah, Kanye is worse. Because I was going to say, I don't know who worse. Floyd or Kanye. Kanye definitely worse. Kanye definitely worse. Floyd should wear the stupid sign. Yep. That's how they got him. That's why I said, like, I ain't got no problem with nobody not feeling sorry for Floyd, but I don't like to see it. But hey, it is what it is. Yep, he made himself an easy mark. They saw all that cooning. It's like, oh yeah, we got one. You stupid. Like, oh, because again, if you out here cooning, you ain't too smart. So they know, all right, we got one. Yeah, you ain't buying nothing on the island of Manhattan. We ain't buying that many properties on the island of Manhattan for only $400 million. Damn sure ain't no skyscrapers. That's crazy. But yeah, let's keep it going. Here's a video about O'Shea Duke Jackson. I don't know what this is about. I think this is about the Latto situation. For all you who don't know, Latto is pregnant. I think she's not pregnant no more. I think she had the baby by 21 Savage. And now she's linking up with all of his other baby mamas. So they haven't like letting the kids have like some type of play date or something like that. So I think O'Shea and all these other goopos are being weird about it. So let's see what's going on with that.
Do you see how happy Latto is to be baby mama number 3? Like, look at how happy she is.
On May 24th, 2026, your girl
that dude was looking mad zesty. Like, what you got a problem with a girl talking about, oh, she's happy to be baby mama number 3. She's sitting with the other baby mamas. 21 Savage got 3 baby mamas. She's the 3rd one. It is what it is. Like, I don't get this. It's not like y'all some moral black people or some church going black people or religious black people or some high society black people. If that was the case, I dig it, but that's not y'all. So what is the issue?
Latto had this really interesting weekend link up, and it was with 21 Savage's other baby mamas. The other one directly was Kiana Joseph, who I believe is married to him. And it looks like all one happy family.
How many kids? Mama, 5 kids. What we 1, missing? 2, 3, 4, 5. In her bank account, we missing one baby. One baby. Let's roll. Her crew. One baby missing.
Now, in this particular picture, there's all
they should be all getting along. This is adult. This is what it should be. If a girl gonna have a kids with a man that she know got other baby mamas, she should be able to do this. Like at the end of the day is over. You dealing with a dude with a bunch of kids and a bunch of baby mamas. Y'all got to make the best of the situation. Y'all should be able to come together for the sake of the kids. Let the kids get to know each other. Let them know that they brothers and sisters. Let them grow up together. And that's that. And be cordial and respectful to each other. I don't see the problem with this. Again, we not no church going moral black people. If that was, again, if they was that, then I'll be like, all right, y'all breaking the rules. Y'all supposed to be church going people and y'all promoting this. That ain't it. Or y'all supposed to be like some oh, we trying to unite the black family. We want a nuclear black family, one man, one wife, having kids. Then yeah, I could see that. But y'all not on that. Y'all not on that.
3 of the baby mamas, and people started to react to this in kind.
Do you see what happens when women be quiet and they just like go with the flow, like go with the lead, like let 21 lead? He got his wife on one side, he got his other baby mama on the other side, and then he got Latto in the middle, his new baby mama. They sister wives. Do you see how happy they all look? Like he got them all in a group photo. Like,
oh, I think I understand what's going on right now. People talking about sister wives and polygamy. First of all, you need money to be a polygamist. Like that's the part people keep leaving out about polygamy. Polygamy is not just about you can convince a bunch of women that to let you get them pregnant. That's not polygamy, especially African polygamy. You need resources. Poor people don't get to be polygamists. Regular people with regular jobs don't get to be polygamists. In any society where you see polygamy, it's somebody with the bag. That's a part of it. That's a part of the equation. So I don't know if they're trying to use this as a situation to run some trick bag on black women, like, hey, black women, you should be okay with me having a bunch of women pregnant, even though I ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. You should be like Latto. I hope that ain't what they going for with this one.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
So this guy believes this is somewhat mature. And you can look at it like that. These women are not fighting. They one big happy family. They understand they are women of a high value man. So why are y'all mad? Because y'all fighting over y'all baby daddy who can't even read and write. At least they baby daddy is 21 Savage. But then here was the important part.
and this also proves you can have your way if you're a millionaire. If you're a guy that works hard and is competent, you can have your way. You can have as many chicks as you want. Can you take care of them is the question. Because I'm sure they're all well taken care of. We ain't hear about none of them kids being on the streets, being treated improper. Like, you know what I'm saying? 21 is that guy. Like, 21 is that guy. Look how he got all three of them smiling, cheesing.
He also said something that was interesting. If you are a man and you can become a millionaire, you can also get women to put up with your stuff. And they will just let you clap and be one big
Oh, yeah. Afro Think Tank. I know he shouted me out earlier. Thank you, Do Good. Somebody else pointed that out. Yeah, shout out to Afro Think Tank because I was telling people I shouted him out too. I told people to go subscribe to his second channel, help get that up to 100,000 subscribers. So I guess he gave me a shout out in return. It's definitely a rich man's game. It's definitely a rich man's game. But yeah, O'Shea sounding like a hater right now. Like, I'm trying to get the beat on, like, what is he trying to actually promote with this video? Because O'Shea is sounding like a real hater. And again, it's not just about being rich and women letting you have your way. Because every woman ain't going for polygamy. They don't care about how much money you got. But hey, let's just keep it going.
happy family. And I guess you could also look at it like that. Look, let me make all the money in the world. I can continue clapping an immense amount of cheeks, and I'ma be cool, right? And then clip.
We have to remember that we live in a different social climate. And, you know, with people like Nick Cannon showing love to all his baby mothers on all the platforms, it's just kind of open doors, I think, for these type of relationships to be formed within the women group and the men group. Who else is Neo? You know, has 3 wives, I think. I don't know.
Now, she mentioned other people like Nick Cannon, Neo, and the world is changing its ideology about these sorts of relationships. And I think that these sorts of relationships may have always kind of been there, just not as publicized. But let's say that this is a mature way to handle all of this. No beefing. We all got the same man. It's okay. You know, it's our business. Great. Let's say that's the case. But let's talk about the branding. And again, I don't want to use like this kind of flat toxicity for all black women, because I don't want to do that, because there are many black women who not going.
Yes, you do want to. Like, yeah, O'Shea, we about to get off this. Like, you just sounding like a real hater. You not like, get to the point. Matter of fact, you don't speak like the other slow-witted buffoon, so we could put you in, like, we could speed you up.
for this at all, okay? But I just kind of want to talk about what this looks like if you're a black man, for the most part, okay? Don't want to speak for all brothers, but listen to what I'm saying. We see that these are 3 black women. You can say from moderate attractiveness to whatever you want to say, very attractive, whatever your taste is. What black men see when they view this situation is, okay, number one, what kind of man is 21 Savage? What does he stand for? 21 Savage would be classified as a pookie. Okay, so here you are as a.
We go with this nonsense with the Pookie and the Ray Ray nonsense, but yeah, let's keep going.
Black woman, all of you women have opportunities to deal with a man that could possibly, do right by you. You don't want that man. You would rather have Pookie, okay? Then you look at Latto, who had all the opportunities and chose this situation for herself. Then we look at something even larger, which is how many black women just want to be a side chick to 21 Savage? Well, a black woman who most likely somebody else don't want. And this is where it gets surgical. You see, a lot of ladies are out there talking about what they like, what they demand, what a man gotta have, what you need to do. I'm not going for this or that. That's what your mouth can say. I'm just thinking out loud, okay? But ultimately, what it shows to me is a loss of leverage in this particular case. And I know we got a lot of black women out there that say I can do bad about myself, and many black women will go at it alone, and they have done it all the time. But this shows me that these are the kind of women that no man wants to put up with. And
Rob, you're right. O'Shea is the master of making videos. He's the king of making videos that don't say anything. Like, what is he saying? The video is damn near half over, and O'Shea just still failed to make a point. Like, come on, O'Shea. You got about like 30 more seconds, and then we're gonna move on to something else.
This is a larger problem that I'm seeing, and I've been seeing it in my 30s, 20s. I just really couldn't explain it. But you have a lot of black women out there who are good looking, academically qualified. But what happens is they can be too expensive to deal with. And I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about just in certain brothers' eyes, too difficult to deal with. And if you're in a city like Atlanta, where it's very competitive, and you have other groups of women that are there, and I'm a pro-black, I love you sisters out there. I'm just gonna tell you the truth, baby, because I'm Uncle Shay. I gotta help you. If you're too difficult to deal with, and don't nobody want you because they don't need to talk to you, then you're gonna go get in where you fit in by nature. And the reality is best for these baby mamas to stick by 21 Savage than to go at it alone, because they already know that going at it alone, for the most part, means you're getting clapped by somebody who's not even on 21 Savage's level. So it's at least better for me to be attached to him because nobody will put up with him. I want to ask.
Yeah, that whole conversation died years ago because there are plenty of, because just because you educated don't mean you a lame. Just because you in the streets don't mean you cool. There are plenty of people I know personally who are educated and got no problem getting women. They are not lame. They are educated. They never committed a crime in their life, and they got no problem with the ladies. And I know plenty of people in the streets who in the streets 10 toes down, and they have problems with the ladies because the ladies don't want them. Like maybe it's because you're just a lame. They ain't got to, because a lot of these people who claim to be educated lames, they not educated. They just lame. That's just what it is. But yeah, we about to get off this. Wait, somebody just said something about, oh yeah, Floyd. I remember when Floyd said that. Matter of fact, we about to go to that. Let's see what O'Shea got to say in the next 30 seconds, and then we off this.
The ladies out there, just you in general, do you feel like maybe nobody wants to deal with some of your problems? Do you feel that? Have you thought about that? Because as men, we kind of got to figure that out all the time. You got to be something that somebody can deal with, okay? And whether you know it or not, ultimately, life got a way of letting the rest of the market know that you're kind of falling off. Like, let me give you an example. And life got a way of letting people know that you're falling off. It don't have to be your looks. You could just look at what people say. Look at Amber Rose. I don't think her looks have fallen off that much, but it's obvious that nobody wants to put up with her stuff each and every day, so they don't. So now, instead of just being out of the alone, let me deal with dudes who are like younger than me, and I have some level of control over her. And this is the sad part that happens in life when you think it's all about you. Like, this is what happens. When you look at all these women, all you can see is, damn, I didn't add no value to nobody else. Same thing with Neo. Do y'all women act?
Come on, that's enough. Yeah, let's go to this. Yeah, we got to go to this. This is Floyd talking about how he not, don't call him African American. Let's see.
I love America. I love this country. I fought for this country in the 96 Olympic Games. I'm not an African American. I'm an American. I love America. I love this country. I fought for this country in the 96 Olympic Games. And then it's no different from when the Europeans came, we don't call them European Americans. So I don't want to be called an African American. I'm not an African.
Yeah. They when they heard you saying stuff like that, it was like, yeah, we got one. We got one. They was like, we got one. We got one. We got one. Look at this.
I'm not an African American. I'm an American. I was born on American soil, but I did go back to the motherland, and I love it, and made millions going back to the motherland. But I was born in America. When the Europeans came to the Native Americans, well, they like to call them Native Americans, but the Indians' land. We don't call them European Americans. I don't want to be called an African American. I'm an American. You can call me a Black American, but I'm an American. When I competed in the Olympics, they didn't say fighting an African American. They said that American that's fighting out of the red corner or out the blue.
And good for Floyd Mayweather. Now, this used to be a common sort of viewpoint. Morgan Freeman famously said something very similar and got ripped up for it. The fact has become controversial. It really is an astonishing regression in American life.
Nonsense. But yeah, I don't think Floyd hates Africa though. Let's just say that. Like, I don't think Floyd hates Africa. I don't think he is xenophobe, but yeah. Yep. OJ 2.0. OJ number 2. OJ number 2. But yeah. Matter of fact, oh my goodness, this is after 12. It's getting late. I know what we could do. Since we already listened to one slow-witted buffoon, I think we could listen to another slow-witted buffoon. Let's see. Let's see this. Here it is.
And on point with.
For all you who don't know, racist white people are suing the Black Doctor Directorate because there's a website called Find a Black Doctor. Because as you know, we have covered this issue about how there's so much racism in the healthcare industry and that Black people a lot of times have a hard time finding doctors who actually care about Black people or know Black issues. So people have started websites where it makes it easier where you can find Black doctors. And yes, Black doctors matter. I can give you the studies about why Black doctors matter. I could give you the anecdotes in my own personal life about why Black doctors matter. But let's hear what this slow-witted buffoon has to say about this situation.
You know, this particular story, ladies and gentlemen, is really ridiculous. And it's not surprising. It's very oppressive and on point with how these people have moved in this country forever. At one point in time in this country, they said that we could not be in spaces with white people, it was whites only. So they said you have to go to this section of town, you have to go to this water fountain, you can't be around white people, you can't live in this neighborhood. But instead of them,
that's good. Keep putting them on blast. Family, make sure y'all also supporting the stream. Make sure y'all hitting that thumbs up button. Make sure you sharing the stream, hype points, join the channel, donate, everything. PayPal, Cash App, super thanks, everything. We 4 away from the goal. If we get 4 more, we hit the goal.
Saying, okay, we send Black people over here. We're not going over to near them because that's where they at. No, they still want to come in the middle of Black spaces, but they did not want Black people in their spaces.
Yes, that's called segregation. Like Malcolm X said, what is segregation? A superior telling an inferior where he can and cannot go.
You understand?
That's what they bringing back. Remember the thing y'all said you're not scared of, or the thing y'all said people was fear mongering and it's not happening? Yeah, it's happening.
I can respect it a lot more. You say, look, stay away from us. We stay away from you. We all good. But they never could respect staying away from us. No matter what we have, what we build, whatever the case may be, when they say that we couldn't be around them, they feel that they should say, you can't come over here with us, but we can go over there with you. And anytime we feel like it. Well, you have the website, findablackdoctor.com. And the website was created to say for Black people to say, hey, I want to find a good Black doctor in my community. We know of the medical racism that happens in this country, teaching, for instance, Black people have a higher tolerance to pain, which is not true. They still teach this to this day. which is a anti-black lie that they're teaching. And the one that can relate more to you is a black doctor, one who actually understands about how black people feel pain. Statistics also have proven that black people that have black physicians have a longer life expectancy than when they have with other groups, especially the white ones. So black people say, you know what? I want to find a good family medicine doctor who's black, a good dentist who's black. I want my optometrist to be black. I want my OBGYN to be black. I want to do blackity black on black. That's what I want to do. Because I, number one, want to support my community. Two, they understand the culture of food that we eat. They understand what we have been through in this country and how it affects us in the area of our health. So I want a black doctor. And there's nothing wrong with saying you want a black doctor and that's who you want to serve you. Just like white folks, they don't want some black doctors. They have been racist to black doctors. Say, I don't want him. I want a white doctor. And that's okay. They can have whatever doctor they want. We're not complaining.
See, this is the part of the stupidity. I got to stop him there. And like you said, Justin March, voting for the couch empowered segregationalists. Yes, because what he's crying about right now is segregation. It's segregation. And these bozos like him help bring that back. Because I promise you, if Hillary Clinton had won in 2015, and if Kamala Harris had won in I said 2015, I meant 2016, and if Kamala Harris would have won in 2024, we wouldn't be dealing with this right now. Or if we were dealing with it, because again, a lot of these judges got put in place when Trump won in 2016. But if Kamala had won in 2024, they wouldn't be able to use the Justice Department to help push a lot of these racist lawsuits. Or Kamala could have used her Justice Department to try to fight back against some of this stuff. Yeah, like this is disgusting.
Then they come up here and say things like, oh, well, what if we had find a white doctor? Create the website. I wouldn't care because I wouldn't go to that website looking for anything because it's not for me.
Exactly, President Jafar. Because again, I live in New York. We got Jewish police, we got Jewish hospitals, we got Jewish ambulance services, and ain't nobody trying to sue or stop any of that. But black people create a website that's literally backed by the research, and the same racist people who don't want black people around them, who want to give us bad health care, are crying about it. Shout out to Black Adam. I think that's the double up. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. We 3 away from the goal now. Thank you. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. Matter of fact, that's a good segue into this. I think I found the clip. I found the clip. I think this is the one. Let me make sure my audio is still good. Yeah, let's go. Take it away, Malcolm.
Is it fair to say, as a generality and as a succinct way to put it, that you believe in segregation of the races?
No, segregation is that which is, Mr. Muhammad says that segregation is that which is forced upon inferiors by superiors. Separation is done voluntarily by two equals. You never refer to the Oriental community in which Orientals live exclusively as a segregated community because they live there voluntarily. Everything there is controlled by them. The economy, the politics, the civic organizations, but the Negro community is referred to as a segregated community because Negroes are forced to live in that community contrary to their will, and they don't control the businesses of their community. They don't control the politics of their community, nor their social life. White man doesn't even come into my attitude. Mr. Muhammad teaches us to love our own kind and let the white man take care of himself. For a white man today, sir, after kidnapping millions of black people from Africa, stripping them of all human characteristics and relegating them to the role of chattel or cattle or animals, commodity, merchandise that could be bought and sold at will. And then 100 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, using every type of deceptive method to further us into slavery, called second-class citizenship, I think that it would take a whole lot of nerve for white people today to ask Negroes, do they hate?
Shout out to Malcolm teaching. Shout out to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for giving that wisdom. But yeah, see, I told you I wasn't making that up. Like, this is the thing. The Nation of Islam fought against segregation. Like, you see how that white man tried to say, does it make sense to say that y'all pro-segregation too? What Malcolm said, no, we not pro-segregation. We for separation, not segregation. We don't want no segregation. Segregation ain't good. So again, if you ever hear one of these Negro segregationalists talking about, oh, segregation is good, black people live better under segregation, we did so much better. Oh, we ain't scared of Jim Crow. We just gonna have our own. We ain't gonna have our own other no Jim Crow. Like, come on now. Like, cut it out. Yeah, let's get back to this. Yeah, you already know. Oh yeah, I forgot President Jafar. You from Brooklyn just like me. You already know what they got. They got their own everything. They got their own everything. And nobody won't dare say anything about it. Yeah, Mexicano Phil, man. Like, we got to make sure we always know that. Mexicano Phil sitting up here acting like he really care about black people. You don't care about black people. You would have never been pushing that, oh, we don't care about Project 2025. We don't care about segregation. We don't care about Trump being a racist. You wouldn't be pushing that. You wouldn't be pushing that, Mexicano Phil. Exactly. Yeah, let's finish this up because it's getting late.
But they know we're like that. We don't care. You can create your own, find a white doctor. I have no problem with it. Then all the white people can go look for that situation. But now let's get to this story with these people, because these conservatives now, anything related to us as black people, they I'm going to file a lawsuit because it says black, right? But we got something for that. So let's go ahead and check out this story real quick. So a white physician sues find a black doctor directly for alleged racial discrimination.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm Lee. I don't know. I don't see that updated picture. You can send it to me. You can send it to me. I'll definitely cover it if you send it to me. Shout out to you, Lee, for all the support you've been giving. Matter of fact, Lee, don't I supposed to give you a wrench? Let me see if I can find my phone so I can give you a wrench too, because you've been doing a lot of good support and you always in the stream. Shout out to you, Lee.
It says, Sue Liz, the online director denied an application by a white physician due to his race. Now, it said a white doctor based in Colorado has teamed up with conservative legal groups to sue an online directory, find a black doctor for allegedly discriminating against physicians based on their race. The lawsuit was filed May 19th, so just a couple of days ago, in the Manhattan federal court by dermatologist Dr. Travis Morrell and Do No Harm, an organization founded in 2022 that publicly condemns DEI. The complaint accuses the director of excluding non-black physicians by restricting eligibility to black physicians and dentists in active clinical practice. The suit also alleges that the online platform robs non-black physicians of advertising exposure and promotes racial concordance. They say the notion that patients receive better care from doctors of their same race. They're proving this actually by studies. Now, this is this guy right here who wants to invade black spaces. Now, you filed this lawsuit. Why would any black person want to go to you after you filed this lawsuit? You clearly trying to harm black people. Okay. And that's the thing. Now, they claim find a black doctor, individually rob some physicians of value advertising exposure and deprives patients of the opportunity to discover capable providers without regarding a race. It said, according to complaint, Morrell is a double board certified physician and member of Do No Harm, says he applied to join the directory on December 23rd, 2025. However, he didn't receive a response and followed up by email months later, but was met with silence. The suit, which targets the website and its founder, claims Morrell's application was constructively rejected because he's white. Okay, he didn't receive a response. Nobody told him no. So you can't say you was told no.
That doesn't matter, Phil. That doesn't matter at all. They just gonna sue, and they suing in federal court. They got the judges. The judges are gonna do judicial. I can't even pronounce the word. Judicial activism, and they're gonna rule in their favor. Or the black people are just gonna have to cave because they don't want the courts to create law, so they're gonna have to cave just like the Fearless Fund did. Like, you can't make this up. Of course they did. They very symbolic. Like, we did the stream about how the president for the Heritage Foundation, who wrote Project 2025, has degrees in African American history. He studied African American history at the highest level. He even wrote 2 papers about it. At least 2 papers about it. About how the black community is structured and everything. He used his knowledge and understanding of black history to try to destroy the black community. And we had bozos like Phil talking about we need to rest on the couch. We need to rest on the couch. Exactly. Legislating from the bench.
All right. So they say do no harm and Dr. Morale are entitled to relief. They say find a black dot was founded in 2005 with intent to help reduce racial health disparities and improve access to quality health care for black communities around the country. It was relaunched in 2019 by founder Dr. Dina Strachan, a board-certified dermatologist in New York City, as a resource for individuals seeking culturally competent care from experienced and qualified black physicians. In 2024, the platform announced that it was expanding to listing board-certified health professionals in all 50 states. Okay, so to find the black doctors, an internet directory of U.S.-based black physicians and dentists in active clinical practice. Our mission is to be a partner which provides access, education, and resource to health outcomes, particularly, let's say, in the African American community. Read a statement. Okay. Let's say the lawsuit comes at a time when health disparities disproportionately affect black communities. Meanwhile, conservative groups continue to target organizations that promote gender and racial equity amid the Trump administration's ongoing attack on DEI. Earlier this year, the federal government filed a lawsuit against Coca-Cola distributor for hosting a women's empowerment event.
Exactly. You got the federal government itself going after DEI. So not only you got the private companies, you got the federal government doing it too. And I thought you said black people don't benefit from DEI. But yeah, keep going.
Well, y'all have nothing else better to do. They said Trump also signed executive order threatening to revoke federal.
Responding like a little hoe. First of all, this is disrespectful to your audience that you reading at lightning speed. Like you already a slow-witted buffoon that's hard to understand, and now you're gonna read like you reading to yourself. Like, come on now. Like, come on, Phil. You could do better than that. Matter of fact, I don't know why you don't have an anchor. You could have been like the Young Turks. Hire an anchor and let one of your co-anchors read for you. So you don't got to do all this. But yeah, keep going.
Contracts for colleges that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Boy, if the Democrats get back in power, it's gonna be on and popping with a lot of this stuff. That it's gonna be some lawsuits against the federal government, and people are gonna win because a lot of this stuff they're doing.
Look what he just said. He said if the Democrats get back in power, it's going to be on and popping because there's going to be a lot of lawsuits against the federal government because of all the stuff that Trump is doing. So you are acknowledging that the Democratic Party is the party of the people. You are acknowledging that the Democratic Party, if they was in power, none of this would have ever happened. So why were you ever against the Democratic Party? And that's why the second B and the BYB, the B as in for blue, stand for Democrats. First B for black. Second letter, Y for liberalism, social liberalism, to be specific. The third letter, the last B, stand for Democrats, the blue for Democrats. Because we can't have nobody who don't understand this. Yes, tomato, tomato, tomato. Yep. BYB, black, yellow, blue. Like we can't have nobody in our midst who don't understand that. That's why I put that. That's why I made that last B blue for Democrat. So people can understand we are partisan. The reason we have to be partisan is because the other side is the Republican Party. Like we got no choice. We can't play the, oh, I'm nonpartisan. Oh, we're bipartisan. No. We're partisan. But if the Republicans put something real on the till, we can work in a bipartisan fashion. But otherwise than that, no. Yeah. Phil gonna run across the border when shit get real hectic. He gonna take his money, all that pro-black money, and go live in Mexico with his Mexican family.
Now here's the thing. Why do you want to be on the black site? Talking about it's advertising. Black people don't want to go to you, sir. They don't want to go to you. Now, here's the thing. This is their little play now. Anything that says black, they're trying to attack it. But we got to do something different. So here's the best workaround after me just making sure to look into this. We're going to have to remix it. And if this strategy is to attack anything that says the term black, then you're going to have to remix it and say terms like freedman. But let's say if you want to...
That's not going to help you. In fact, they already hip to that game. Like, that's so dumb, too. That's like somebody trying to kill you, and your thought is, I know. They're saying kill the person with the red shirt. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take off the red shirt, and I'm going to put on a blue shirt. Because they said kill the person in the red shirt. I don't have the red shirt on no more. I got the blue shirt. They still want to kill you. You take it. They only using the shirt. They only saying get the person with the red shirt so people know who the target is. You taking the red shirt off, they're going to be like, all right. And putting a blue one on, they're going to be like, all right, he got a blue shirt on now. Get the person with the blue shirt. Get the person with the blue shirt. Name changes are not going to save you. They know who the enemy is. They know who their enemy is. That's us. No matter what we call ourselves, no matter how we dress, no matter how we carry ourselves, they're going to attack us. They see us as their enemy. We can't educate our way out of that. We can't name change our way out of that. We can't file a lawsuit our way out of that. It is what it is. We got to fight that. Or let that rule over us. All this playing games where I know we just going to change our name. What's the difference between that and respectability politics in the final equation? Where it's like, well, if black people just act better and we all wore suits and we didn't sag our pants, then we wouldn't have nothing to worry about. What's the difference between in the final equation between that and you saying, I know the problem is that we call ourselves black. If we call ourselves freedmen or something like that, we won't have nothing to worry about. Nonsense.
Set up you know what? I'm not going to say the strategy, but we're going to have to go with lineage. We have to go with lineage.
You already said the strategy by saying stop calling it black and calling it freedman. And you're still saying the strategy by saying, oh, we're going to use lineage. And again, they already dealt with the lineage thing because, again, they monitor you bozos. So they hear everything you saying. They monitor everything that everybody black says. They monitoring me right now. They hip to all games. They hip to it. They already hip. They already did the whole lineage thing. Matter of fact, to prove my point, I'm gonna let you keep talking.
It's okay. And lineage that can be documented. Lineage that you say something like, hey, well, you have to have a parent and a grandparent who's a direct lineage, to, the freedmen in the United States of America. That's all go all the way back to child slavery, and you can prove it on the 1870 census. You understand what I'm saying? That's really what we got to go with it. So that way, if you want to say, wait a minute, you're not a freedman, so how are you trying to be a part of this? We're trying to figure this part out, because that's like basically trying to take over our spaces, take over our websites, take over whatever. Because, now the people didn't respond to him. They didn't tell him no. It just didn't respond.
Of course, they're trying to take over everything. They are neo-Confederates. They are segregationalists. Of course, that's what they're trying to do. And again, you just said you wasn't going to give away the strategy. You just gave it all away. But yeah, let me show y'all this real quick. Let me show y'all this real quick. Let me make sure my audio is still good. Audio still good? Yeah, let's watch this real quick.
The left wanted to help them to reach. This is an attack on the principle of lineage-based reparations. That's what this is. Someone's trying to get out in front of it, and this is what this effort looks like.
Exactly. It is an attack on lineage-based reparations, and it's your fault, you dummies. I told you that was going to happen. You thought y'all was going to say lineage or ancestry and escape this racism? You're dumb. This was always told to y'all. I said, listen, you can't give the racist power, because if you give the racist power, they're going to attack black people. Y'all kept saying y'all wasn't scared. Y'all kept saying Trump wasn't really a racist. Y'all kept saying the Democrats was the real racist. Yada, 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 yada. Now look, you literally got a racist white man suing in court to keep black people from getting reparations at any level. At any level. And he knows he's going to win in court. Why? Because ultimately, no matter what other courts say, it's going to go to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is 6-3 conservative, because Donald Trump won in 2016. Yeah. And for all y'all who don't know, also today, Alabama is currently suing in federal court because one of their redistricting maps got struck down for being racist. So now they're just suing in federal court, trying to push it to the Supreme Court to get the Supreme Court to say that they can have their map, which the Supreme Court is most likely going to do. So yeah, we back to this slow-witted buffoon. Your strategy does not work. The strategy that you wasn't going to tell us, but you told us, it doesn't work. They already got their bases covered. They're not moving ad hoc. They planned this out. They're very meticulous.
To him. That's all. I mean, why do you want to be a part of something that nobody's looking for you? You know what I'm saying? So what, findablackdoctor.com has to now pay money to this guy for what? Because he couldn't get on their situation. And here's the thing. Do you really think you're going to get black patients now when you're proving your racism? But it's not about him worried about getting black patients. It's about them being a nuisance to black people. And they think, oh, right now, because we got Trump in office, we can do all this. We got a green light. Let me tell you something. That time is ticking every single day on Trump and his administration. We're about to enter into June. Almost half of 2026 is almost up. Trump don't have long in office. If you think about it in the grand scheme of things, he really don't have long at all. What are you going to do then?
The same thing that they've been doing. See, this is the problem with these slow-witted buffoons. They don't understand that the reason why Trump being in office was so important to these the neo-Confederates is so that they could take over the court system. Mission accomplished. They have taken over the court system. So even when Trump is out and we could get a Democrat, and then we do get a Democrat elected and we get the best Democrat elected possible, things still have to go through the courts. And also, Trump still has a lot of time left in his term. Trump officially stops being president in 2029. He can do a whole lot of damage, and a lot of the damage that he is doing will not and cannot be undone. It's not going to just be undone. It's not going to just be, all right, we got a Democrat in office now. A Democrat is going to fix everything and make it all nice again. That's what this bozo is counting on. I can't believe this. And he got a bozo, stupid audience who not calling them out. Like, wait, so you saying that Trump is the real enemy? And Trump is the one who's allowing all this to happen? And the only way we going to get out of this is if the Democrats get back in office, the same Democrats you said don't do nothing for black people, don't help black people. That's who we got to rely on to save us from Trump and his racism. Exactly. Supreme Court going to be there for 40 years. 40 years. You got to keep this going.
Because I'm a firm believer that, I when them people get out of office, they should wage hell on them. Every bit of them, through the law and everything else.
Who should wage hell on them? The Democrats? Because again, if the Republicans get out of office, the only people who get into office are the what? Democrats. So you are crying to the Democrats right now to avenge black people and to undo all the damage that Trump did. It's funny how you wasn't doing that when Joe Biden was in office. Because, all right, Joe Biden didn't do anything bad to black people. Matter of fact, I take that back. Y'all was trying to pretend that Joe Biden was doing something bad to black people because of the immigration situation, which was not Joe Biden's fault, by the way. But yeah, let's keep it going.
Because these people have proven that I tell people, you can't trust these people with power. You can't trust them. All the things they could be fighting for, and they want.
You can't trust these people with power, but you help put these people in power. And when people was pointing that out to you, you said, we not scared. We got to punish the Democrats.
Want to mess with a website, really? And all that is just to drain their resources and get them to either shut your website down or just change it to find a doctor or whatever, like forcing them to let them in. Like that website was keeping him from making any kind of money. But I tell black people, don't go to that dude. Clearly, you doing this on racial means because you're trying to force people who looking for a black doctor to sit up here and, that's what I would do. That website, find a freedman doctor. Now, freedman only gonna mean the freedman, right? So that means, yes, if you do freedman, you're going to exclude those who aren't freedmen, which would be Caribbean, African doctors as well. But I would go so far to do that to prove a point.
Okay, we back with the xenophobia nonsense. That's not going to work. Yes, this is a part of the grift. Empower racists and then cry about racism to increase your audience and your views. This is a part of their grift. Hey, yeah, a freedman doctor. There are no freedman doctors. There's nobody who's a doctor calling himself a freedman. Yes, exactly, too. That's another thing. More than likely, the next batch of Democrats are going to be class reductionists who are going to care, who couldn't care less about all the black rights that's been lost. They can't care less. Best case scenario, we get a liberal in there, and they can't do anything. They can do little to nothing. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say they can't do nothing, but it's gonna be little to nothing. It ain't gonna fix this. That's for sure. Not as fast as it got broken anyway.
Or maybe you can do it in the area of an African diaspora, if you want to include, because that's not race at that point. That's just basically a lineage, different lineages of people on a global scale. Because
that is race. If you do, what's the difference between doing a black doctor website and an African diaspora website? It still would include the same people. There is no difference. Everybody who was qualified for the black website will still be qualified for the African diaspora website. And everybody who wasn't qualified for the black website will still not be qualified. Only thing you did was change the name. It's the same thing.
African diaspora is not a race. It's not. Black is considered a race, right? But African diaspora is not considered race.
Correct, Vegeta.
So all of you who got these scholarships and different things like that, you need to kind of get with I would say a constitutional lawyer for a consultation. See where you may need to change your bylaws, where you need to change certain language. Maybe you have to go redo your whole.
When are you gonna help? You are a millionaire, Phil. You probably make over $1 million of social media. I was gonna say a month. I don't think you make $1 million a month no more. But it was a time when you was making damn near $1 million a month. When are you gonna help hire some lawyers to get to put some work in? Oh wait, you can't do that. You're too busy paying for the weddings of your stepchildren, your Mexican stepchildren. One Mighty and Strong. I don't know what Phil is talking about. I don't know. He's just a slow-witted buffoon. He's too busy paying for matter of fact, let's see if we can find that. Yeah, keep going, Phil. Keep going.
whole situation a little bit and change it. That way, when they come for you, you know, it's like, oh, I ain't worried about it. They can come all they want. Are you a freedman? Sir, you can apply, but bring how show it that you have a parent that's a descendant of freedmen and a grandparent. We talking about not great. We talking about.
Look at this. Look, you trying to change the definition of freeman now? Or are you, but you saying freeman? So you might say, oh, I ain't talking about FBA because you know Tariq just changed the definition of FBA again.
Your mother or father and your grandmother, grandfather. That's what we're talking about. You have to have at least two people who are freedmen in your lineage. At least one parent, one grandparent. Then you have no problem applying here. Anybody can apply as long as you can prove that. And that's how you do it. So I'm not denying it. I'm just saying that the only thing that would deny you is if you cannot bring your paperwork to prove that you are a freedman through your mother, father, or your grandmother, grandfather. That's how you do it. You got to just tighten up, black people. That's it. Tighten the language up. Just tighten it up. But these people think they smart. Oh, they think they're so smart, brothers and sisters. Oh, they think.
Yeah, let's look at Mexicano Phil. Let's see what he's doing with the money. With his money, instead of paying for lawyers, this is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. Can y'all see the screen? Is my audio still good? Yeah. Let's look at what Phil is doing with his money. So he can't pay for no lawyers. I need you to watch this real quick. That's Phil, y'all. He doing the father-daughter dance with his Mexican stepdaughter for her wedding that he paid for with all that pro-black money. With all that pro-black money. He can't be bothered to hire a lawyer to help black people in need, but he got all the money in the world for this. And there you have it, family. That's Mexicano Phil right there. As you can see, the faces is a little blurry. That's on purpose because, again, we don't... Look at this. Mexicano Phil. Mexicano Phil. Mexicano Phil. Well, let's get back to this. Let's let him finish up.
They're smart. They're not smart. And then what do you get out of it at the end of the day? Nothing. You really don't get nothing out of it. You think black people are going to mess with you after that? But it's not about black people messing with them. It's not about any of that. They're trying to be a nuisance to black people. That's all it is. It's just a nuisance. And they feel that, oh, well, since we got the Supreme Court, we got Trump in office, you know, we got a lot of these courts that can be on our side. Then that's why they doing what they doing. That's it. Trust me, it's nothing they got going on that they're trying to actually be in our community to no. If we don't want you to be our doctor, you're not doing it. It's just that simple. But let me know what y'all think about this guy here. Because
yeah, we done with this slow with it before. Yeah, he want to let you think what you think with that guy. Cucaracha. Yeah, Chicano Phil. Felipe Scott. Like, come on now. Come on, this guy's a bozo. He's weird. Dag, it's 1:19 in the morning. That's crazy. Shit. It's 1:19 in the morning. I think we could call it now. Matter of fact, I think we could do one more show. I think we could do one more show. I'm thinking we could finish up with what's he called? I don't know. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 100 people still in the building. I don't know. Can we finish? Should we try to finish up with the bad empanada thing? I think that got to be a whole special event because I want to cover bad empanada talking about it, and I want to finish FD Signifier talking about it. So yeah, I want to make that a whole event all unto itself. But let me see something. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, let's go to the Amazing Lucas. Let's see. I think this was the video I saw. Let me see. Is this the video right here?
Yo, you in full blown cool mode tonight, bro.
Yeah, I think this is the video right here. Shout out to everybody in the building. We still got 100 people rocking with us. We're gonna see. I think Amazing Lucas is back in the torture chamber. We're gonna see what's going on with this situation.
Yo, you in full blown cool mode tonight, bro.
314. You're on the line.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing amazing.
Good. I just want to say I understand your frustrations with the black community.
It's not with black community. It's mainly with black men.
Yeah, it's black men, black women.
No, not black men, black women. I said black men. I didn't say black women. I said black men.
Yeah, you said but I think it's all of us.
No, it's not all of us. That's not how leadership in a man works, right? If you're in charge of a team, right, you don't say, well, it's all of our faults. No, nigga, you're the captain. That's the problem right there. You trying to place blame on black women. No, if black women are in disorder, that's exactly what you tried to do, right? Because when I said black men, you said, well, black women, black men, it's all of us. No, nigga, it's not all of us. Either you are the leader of the community or you are not the leader of the community.
That's my opinion. All of us are affected.
Well, then you are part of the problem. In my world, you would be gone because you're a bitch.
Well, actually, this is what I thought.
I don't talk to bitches. Goodbye.
Oh yeah, he on one tonight. I don't even know nothing about this stream. Yeah, he going in right now. We gotta yeah. This kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Yeah. Oh, let's go.
Get off my line. There we go. Case in point. Niggas you want to be a man, but also want to share the responsibility. That's not how being a man works. 215, you're on the line.
Yo, you in full blown cool mode tonight, bro.
Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I do. Stephen A. Lucas. Stephen A. Lucas. You're in full blown.
What have I said that you believe is cool mode?
Everything.
Okay, so
full blown cool mode as you sit up here.
Hold on, let's go one by one.
Watch.org at the bottom of the screen.
Let's go one by one, my dude.
Cool
You're about to get hung up on. We're gonna put you on mute. That's what we'll put you on pause. You seem to be energetic, right? I hear you. Full blown cool mode. Now, to me, that sounds like a hit dog holler, right? Sounds like your life, you've been living it according to the white man. That's what it sounds like. And now this is the first time, because your daddy didn't tell you, your mama didn't tell you, your homies didn't tell you, because they a bunch of degenerates as well. Now you getting called out for your stupid behavior, and you don't like it. That's my take. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. But I'm all ears. Usually if somebody calls me a coon, I'll just hang up. I ain't really got time, because I know anyone saying, call me a coon based off of what I've said thus far, that lets me know that you actually the real coon. That's what that lets me know. I'm talking about law and order within the black community, and you saying that's coon talk. That lets me know, got you. They got another one. They've conditioned another one. But I've been respectful. I'll hear what you have to say, what you believe is coon talk. I'm all ears. I ain't got a problem. Okay. Yeah. If you can explain to me what coon talk I've been saying.
Everything you said tonight.
You can't give me everything. We got to give me specifics.
You're talking about killing black children and women over the actions of,
Why do you disagree with that?
Because it's weird.
Whoa. What is this stream? He said he's talking about killing black women and children. Whoa. Let's see what that's going on with that. Anybody watch this stream? Like killing black women and black children.
That's number one.
Why is it weird? What's weird about that?
It's weird. It is super weird.
I don't know what that's fine. It can be weird, but it can also be right.
As a black man.
It can be weird and it can also be right, though.
Talking about killing black children
when they have nothing.
Black children die every day. It's called abortion.
Parents.
What's the problem?
They have nothing to do with the actions of.
So you don't believe in abortion, then?
You are talking about killing black.
Wait, I'm asking, do you believe in
as white people
I hear
here in
you.
America?
Do you believe in abortion? Do you believe in abortion?
White people are attacking us.
I understand. Do you believe in abortion?
Your rationale is to kill the black children.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I get
you're crooning.
I understand.
Crooning. As you have
do you believe in this?
.org at the bottom of the screen.
Do you believe
pretend that you are for us?
Can you answer a question?
Not for us.
Can you answer a question, or are you just going to vent?
I'm answering the question.
You're not answering the question because I just asked you. Do you believe in abortion? Do you believe in abortion?
Your rationale.
I just asked you a question.
To do with the topic.
Yes, hold on. Let me explain to you. Can you stop?
These kids are already here. These kids are already here.
Can you stop being emotional?
These children are already
I understand.
Here.
I understand they're already here. I understand. Okay.
Okay.
Children die all the time. All right.
What are you saying right now?
They die all the time. So
what I'm saying is they're here. So
I understand.
What kid is he talking about? Like, yeah, this getting kind of confusion. I said confusion. Confusing. Like, yeah, like what is it? What is he even talking about?
Yeah, so let's walk through this. So let's walk through this. Just calm yourself. I understand you're very passionate about your beliefs. Just calm yourself.
It's not the fact of passion.
You're very passionate. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me try. Let me see if I can give you a different perspective.
That's all. Pretend to be for black people,
sir. Let me see if I can give you a different perspective. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay. The point of me saying that was that if the parents are dysfunctional, which they seem to be, that if those children are raised under a dysfunctional household, more than likely, they are going to be dysfunctional themselves. That doesn't serve black people. That's not pro-black. Doesn't serve the country. Hold on. Just listen. Doesn't serve any of that, right? Now, I know there are people who are like, well, Lucas, it's possible that they could be surgeons. It's possible they can be a benefit of the community. Sure. And it's also possible that Jesus comes back right now. We all go to heaven. Unlikely, not probable, statistically speaking. So if we can't find them a good, nice black family that can nurture them and have them grow into, benefits of the community and black people, then I think the best alternative is to send them to heaven.
Gotcha.
What is your disagreement with that?
Oh, yeah, I disagree with that. Because that type of mind state is why the black community is shrinking now. It's why, like, we can't have perfect parents and have the kids in perfect environments. May as well just abort them. That's why the black community is shrinking right now. No. Every child is a new beginning. I don't care about how bad the situation is. And again, we don't need everybody to be perfect. It's just like that in the majority of communities. The majority of people are born into households who more people will be like, oh, are dysfunctional or have issues or don't have the money to raise a child. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But we need those people, and we need them to be having kids to keep society going. Can't have society without that. Like, you need to. And again, a lot of times when people talk like that, they believe in hierarchy. And I got this to say to that. You can't have a high without a low. Can't have a high without a low. Because again, a lot of the people born into dysfunctional families, they go join the military. They go be truck drivers. They go become construction workers. The majority of them do not become criminals. The majority of them do not. They do a whole lot of essential work that society cannot function if they're not around to do. They become janitors. They become garbage men. Oh, third, I think your name is 350. 350, yo. You sent me a gift before. I didn't see the gift because again, YouTube, StreamYard doesn't show gift comments. And YouTube doesn't show who gave the gift. It's only in the regular chat room that they do that. And I wasn't looking at the regular chat. I'm looking at the StreamYard chat. But I went back and I saw that you did send something. So I want to salute you for that. Thank you, 350, yo, for the gift. But yeah, we're gonna let him keep going.
So
What is cooning about that?
You sound like RFK Jr. and telling me that they need to be reparented. And
Yes, there are many black kids that need to be
reparented.
reparented. I agree.
Please. I let you speak.
Nothing wrong with that.
Please. Can you let me speak, please?
Mm-hmm.
You sound like RFK Jr. saying that they need to be reparented.
Good.
Okay, and that's white supremacy talk. When you're talking about black people,
how is that white supremacy talk?
You keep talking. What you're saying right there. What you're saying right there.
How is that white supremacy that some black kids need to be reparented?
You don't know what these children will grow up to be. You're making an assumption based off their father's actions.
Yes.
Let me continue.
That's how adults work. You make educated guesses based off of data
That's
points.
not how the world works, though.
That's literally how the world works. What are you talking about?
No, that's not how the world works. The world doesn't work like that. If that were how the world works, then half of us wouldn't.
Yes, eugenics. That's the same type of eugenics thinking why the black community is the size that it is now. Remember, to his shame, and I know he probably didn't know better at the time, W.E.B. Du Bois was talking like this. And this type of talk was of no benefit to the black community. No benefit. No benefit.
Be here right now.
That's not true, fam. What do you mean?
Let me continue. If we would all die for the sins of our fathers and mothers, half of us would not be here. Let me continue, please, because you're cutting me off. All right. You sound like white supremacy sitting here saying whatever actions of the fathers and mothers that children should be reparented. All right. As you just made a video 2 or 3 days ago, calling out black men, saying that they need to do this and do that or whatever. Maybe he was one of these YNs. He may have just happened to have children, but maybe he was one of these people that you just said and triggered to go and do something. Or maybe he wasn't and he just watched your video and your video was like, fuck that. I'm gonna go out here and I'm going da-da-da-da-da. And he made a move. Either way, you were just calling for this same thing. And then when it happens, you sit here with a whole video talking hypocrisy to black men, women, and our children as we're under attack from the government. You are sounding like a coon right now.
All right. Are you done?
No, I'm not done.
Okay. How much longer do you have?
You have nothing. You have no argument. The man, the 2 callers ago, the man just asked you. So then, what is a degenerate? And then you went through this whole soliloquy of what a degenerate is. Then he court you up because the picture that you have behind him, he basically called him a degenerate. So now he's a problem for doing what he did because he got children. So now you want to separate degeneracy and then make this whole video about how black men ain't shit and we ain't this, that, and the other. You ain't doing anything to bring together unity. You have done nothing.
Okay. All right. Are you done now? Are you done now?
No, I'm not.
Nigga.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm pointing out. That type of thought that W.E.B. Du Bois, going back always to W.E.B. Du Bois, was wrong. It was wrong then. It's wrong now. It doesn't produce the results that people think it does. Eugenics don't work. We as humans don't know how to do it right. Like, we could do eugenics right with animals. We could do it right, with animals, but we can't do it right with people. We can't. Like, so any type of eugenics talk, it just doesn't work. Doesn't work. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got like 2 minutes left on the goal. We are, because again, the thing ain't loading up on the gold thing, but it's loading up for me. We are like, let me count. 1, 2. We are 2 away from hitting the goal. We are 2 donations. We are 2 super chats away from hitting the goal.
I'm gonna let you know that you're done. I don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna let you know that you're done. Right, you're done.
Go ahead, bro.
Right,
go ahead.
First and foremost, there is no unity with degeneracy. Right.
Right.
Firstly, all right.
Hold on.
Stop.
That's why it's also cool.
Stop, bro. Stop. Just stop talking for a second. Just stop talking for a second.
You do know that, correct?
Just stop talking for a second and listen. Because you may learn. You're gonna learn something. I guarantee
No,
you're
I'm
gonna
not.
learn
I don't
something.
learn shit when I listen to you.
I
It's a
guarantee
whole
you're
bunch
gonna
of
learn
chaos
something.
and
If you're not
bullshit.
gonna learn something,
You
then
can actually have
leave.
a great
Then get off.
platform if you took it serious.
Nigga, get off the line, bro. I don't know who needs to hear this, black man, but we got a lot of bitch-made niggas out there, right? Who don't understand basic, I don't know, logic. Listen, I am not unifying with your goofy, low IQ self. Because why? That attaches me to a sinking ship. Some of you niggas got to go. Your brain has been poisoned. It's been done in by white supremacy. It's been done by conditioning that these demons have given us years and years and years. You got to go. All this kumbaya shit, no, nigga. The war.
Yeah, I don't know what. Again, like I said, like I was asking, did anybody actually see this stream? Because about what the whole issue of disagreement was about. Because again, if he's pushing eugenics, I can't get down with that. But if he's pushing that some black people, if he just means it like, well, some black people need to go, there's some truth to that. Because like Marcus Garvey said, some of y'all ain't no good in America, and you ain't gonna be no good in Africa. So yeah, there are some people who gotta go. Like Umar said, some people gotta go to sleep, man. But I'm gonna let him keep going because I don't know the context. I'm still trying to gauge the context. But he's about to go in right now, so. You might be right. You might be right about the animals too, but you definitely right about the first part that, yeah, that's the reason why eugenics can't never be done right with humans, because there's always a political motive in it. There's always some politics. There's always some, this group, their hair is a little darker than ours, so they all need to die. This group is a little shorter than us, so they all need to die. It's never like to make the race actually better. It's always something political. That's the driving force behind the eugenics, not genetics. Definitely right about that.
Warriors don't kumbaya with the peasants, fam. Those are a different class of people. It's as simple as that. You niggas want to be perceived as men, but don't act like men. That's the problem we have right there. You want to be talked to like a man. You want to be treated like a man. You want to dress like a man. But when it comes to being and doing man shit, then you niggas want to be like, well, what about the black woman, Lucas? What about Asian? That's the problem right there. And we just heard off of that goofball Negro who's on the line. That right there is the problem. Secondly, you see how you try to put blame on me? Well, Lucas, maybe he watched your video and, he said, fuck it, I'm going to do something. Go ahead. Put blame on me. Knock yourself out if that makes you feel better. What does that tell me? Once again, what are you trying to do as a black man? Everything in your power to avoid any type of responsibility. Everything in your power to pass blame onto the black woman, onto the white man, onto the Asian people. Who does that? There's only one group that I've seen do that. Where did you learn that from? Where did you learn that from? I got some ideas. Because there's nothing about Black American culture that has black men acting like that. There's nothing about African culture that has you acting like that. Where did you learn that from? That's the question I have. Where did you learn that from? I can tell you where you learned that from. History tells you where you learned it from. So what I would suggest is that you get all that white supremacy out your system. Do a detox, my nigga. And then maybe we as a community can rise again. Maybe then. Now, when it comes to, well, Lucas, he done stood on 10. Because that's what these goofballs understand. They think this is a positive. He done done what you asked for. No, nigga. I made it specifically in my video to point out that, hey, if you have a wife and children, Nigga, the last thing on your list should be a fat white boy calling you the N-word. That is no longer your responsibility, right? You know how you have rankings? You go from an employee and then you're a manager. Does the manager act like the lower ranking employee? No. Why? Because the manager has additional responsibilities and duties. Does the CEO act like the low tier employee? Does the CEO even act like the manager? Does the district manager act like the regional manager? There are certain accountabilities, certain responsibilities.
You're right when you said with the pug dogs, but again, for every pug dog, we got German shepherds, we got Doberman pinchers. Those are examples of eugenics working right. I'm not even gonna call it eugenics, but selective breeding, which is basically eugenics, working right. That's what you can do. Like the pugs were bred to be them shits that can't breathe and can't function. They was bred to be that way. Like somebody did that on purpose. That was a purpose behind that. But like when humans put their mind to like making an animal better for our needs, we always get it right. Like again, even the pugs is wrongs, but they still right because they was bred to be that way. Humans wanted them to be that way. They're suffering. They can't breathe naturally. Those are animals that if humans weren't around, they would all die out. But we did that. We wanted it to be that way. We wanted it to be that way. The same way we made pugs, we made Doberman pinchers. The same way we made English bulldogs, we made German shepherds. That was by choice. Oh, shout out to East Coast Kev, you in the building, bro. I was waiting for you to come in the building so I could do the video you had sent me. Oh yeah, I don't know about no updates on Chud the Bottom. I don't know. I don't see no updates. He's still in jail. He's still in jail trying to get bailed out. Most likely not happening. Not happening. He's gonna have to sit in there. And nobody feels sorry for him. Nobody feels sorry for him. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's let the amazing Lucas finish up.
That demand a certain behavior. You goofball niggas think you can have children and that somehow makes you a man. You goofball niggas go and put a ring on somebody and then don't do anything that you promised to do when you put the ring on her. You not providing, you not being a man, you not adding any type of protection. You have now become a threat in your own home. He about to throw away his whole life and you niggas is praising this. Big up in this. Big up, dog. Yeah, this big up, man. A grown man with a wife and children getting shot twice over some white boy calling him the N-word or whatnot. That is not his role.
Oh, he must be talking about the black guy who got shot by Chud the Builder. I'm definitely going to have to go watch this whole stream or wherever he was talking about live. Because again, that's probably what we was missing the context, that they were talking about the black guy who got shot by Chud the Builder. But yeah, let's let him keep talking.
Anymore. His role is not to hold Chud accountable. That is not his role. His role is to make it home every night to his wife and children. That is his role. That is now his responsibility and his obligation. If anything gets in between his responsibility and obligation, that is a problem. You niggas do not understand this. That is a fundamental flaw within the community. This nigga just disrespected me. You just gonna throw away your whole life for a nigga because you think he disrespected you. Whether it's a black man, white boy, whatever it is. Nigga, the only life you have is your wife and your children, especially being a father. What happened if Chud had killed this man? Then what? What is all this money gonna do when the son is like, where's daddy? What is that gonna do for her? For your wife? You niggas can't think past a paper bag because you become too emotional. You're more anti-black than the Klan. Go put on a white robe and knock yourself out because you're doing literally the same thing. There is no difference. The only difference is instead of a white robe, you got J's on and a white polo shirt. The outcome is the same. Do you think your child gives a fuck that, oh, well, daddy was standing on 10. That's why daddy isn't here during my birthday party. Well, daddy don't get disrespected. That's why daddy can't, come to my graduation. Do you think your child gives a fuck about any of that? Do you think your wife gives a fuck about any of that? This shit that I'm hearing from grown-ass men. Grown-ass men.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to go try to look in to find that whole video. But shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to East Coast Kev. I'm definitely gonna do that video you sent me tomorrow because it's about to be 2 a.m. So I need to go hit this, go to sleep or whatever the case may be. Shout out to everybody in the building. We almost hit the goal, but we got close, and I'm appreciative for getting close. So shout out to everybody who in the building, everybody who came through, everybody who donated. You already know you still can donate. PayPal, Cash App, super thanks, super chat, hit that reaction heart, thumbs up the video, do all that good stuff for me. But let's read off this support. Shout out to Automech for the 2. Shout out to the Boogeyman for the $4.99. Shout out to That's Amazing, 1814 for the 10. Shout out to That's Amazing for the 5. He doubled up with the 5. Shout out to Justin March, my first moderator, for gifting 10 memberships. Family, if he gifted you a membership, you make sure you thank that man. And you make sure you keep that membership going. You could even bring it down or bring it up. Doesn't matter. And family, if you don't got a membership, get your own membership. Shout out to Red Pill Zulu for the 20. Shout out to Black Adam for the jewels. Shout out to Brandon for the jewels. Family, if you donated jewels or rubies or anything like that, it does not come up on my screen. So you have to drop me a comment letting me know, like, hey, I donated. I sent you rubies. I sent you jewels. Just drop a comment like that because that'll come up. But when you send the jewels, no notification for that come up. Unless I'm looking like on the YouTube screen on my phone. Shout out to Vibe 2 for the $4.99. Shout out to That's So Amazing for the triple up. Shout out to First Underground. I think your name is First Underground. I don't remember your name. I just know it was like First Underground or something like that. You didn't write, but Justin March wrote for you and saluted you. Shout out to Automech for coming with the 2 again. Shout out to Justin March for the $1.99. Whole lot of ones be the whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter for the $1.99. Shout out to Star Bright for the $4.99. Shout out to Black Adam for the 5. Shout out to 350 Yo. He didn't send nothing today, but he did send something before. Again, a gift. I did not see it, but I found out about it, so I'm shouting you out now. Thank you for that Jules you sent. I think it was Jules or whatever the case may be. Whatever you sent, I got it and much appreciative for it. Shout out to East Coast Kev for the 5. So I'm gonna end this live stream now. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you at. See you guys tomorrow, hopefully. And on that note, family, peace.